Jay from PFG Detailing, and today I've got in. I don't know what year it is. I should have looked at that before I put the number plate covers on there. But it's a Mazda MX5, and it looks bright and shiny in this right now. But let me show you that this paint is in desperate need of some care and attention, some loving. So I've already done the first wheel. I'm going to carry on with the rest of the wheels live with you guys. I am going to deep clean this car. I'm going to decontaminate the paintwork. So I'm going to use built Hamburg Corosol as a fallout remover. I'm going to use dual auto care blackjack as a tar and glue remover. Difficult to see any tar on this car because it is black. I'm going to use a clay bar by Built Hamber. Then after that, we may today, might be tomorrow, be doing some machine polishing. But there's a lot to do on this car, and hopefully you can see with the lights here, it really does need some paint correction to bring this thing back to life. It's going to be with me for about a day or so. So I'm going to do as much as I can on a live and hopefully share as much of that with you as I can. Now, if you're not already a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. Mark, how you doing, Mark? Good to see you. And if you want to click a like, all of you guys, when you finally join, then thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm asking for nothing other than a subscription and come and watch me again at a later date. Morning Dove, I thank you for the comment. Unfortunately, I have absolutely no idea what that says or the language, unfortunately. Right, okay. Mark, thank you for being here and taking control of the entire crowd. Right, okay. Mark, hopefully you saw the introduction to this car, MX5, in desperate need of a desperate clean and machine polish. I might do some machine polishing today. I haven't decided, to be honest with you. Right, if anyone's got any questions, right, okay. For that person that's already changing their name, is that something you're going to be doing all morning? Because I know that Mark will get a little bit bored of that quite quickly. Right, so in this pump sprayer, I've already pre-washed all the wheels, by the way. How's your week been? My week's been really quite good, thank you, and I'm looking forward to being live as much as possible this weekend. So yeah, it's all good. But how's yours? Hopefully good. In here, we have got dual nitty gritty mixed at 10 to 1, and it's a foam sprayer. So I'm going to do the tires with that, and I've got some new AirPods in the hope that they're better for you guys because I've had a bit of sound issues. So please let me know if the sound is no good, and then I'll know it's the AirPods. Right, okay. Keep an eye. Mark, if you need to do whatever you need to do as soon as you need to do it, please don't wait for me to say so. I think you're picking up on what I need there. Right, so this is an all-purpose cleaner, and I'm going to cover these arches because why not? The car is here for a deep clean, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. On the wheels, because they're already pre-washed, I'm just going to put a little fallout remover. This is by Dual Auto Care, and this is going to run out today. Then we'll have to look at buying something new. And I'm thinking I want to test a new brand. And I've been to a hospital since Saturday with my son. He's finally, oh, Mark. Without going into too much information, I really, really hope that he's okay now. And maybe afterwards, you and I can catch up a little bit more personally. You can tell me what's going on if you want to, but I really hope that he's all right, and I hope the rest of the family is okay too. That's just to that. It's lonely. Right. So what I'm using here is a dual tire brush. This is the company Dual, Duel. Hopefully you can see that. Thank you. We all hope it comes out fine. My name is Jeff from Jim Keenan. My name is Jeff. Nice to meet you, Jeff. Or Jim, I really don't know. For the person that keeps changing their name to ask questions, would you just ask the questions like everyone else so I can keep up with you? Is that all right? Otherwise, I tend to look at the questions and not the name changes. Yeah, hopefully you don't mind just keeping just the one name so I can keep up. Right, okay, so what I'm using here is an Easy Detail Go brush, and this is stiff, so it's not going to go anywhere. Whereas this one, also an Easy Detail brush, it's much more flexible. So this is great for getting into the arches. You can use it on some wheelbarrows, but I won't be doing that on this car today. It's unnecessary, and it's very rare that I use this one in the actual wheelbarrow through there itself. Okay, I know that I'm missing quite a few comments here, so I'll just try and get back to all of you. Oh no, I haven't. I'll be a message later. He's out, but his life will change for the rest of it. Wow, okay, that really does sound significant work. Yeah, let's have a chat where it's not so public afterwards. But I really do hope that he's going to be okay no matter what. Right, okay. So this brush is good for getting into the barrels of pretty much most wheels, and it squashes down so the bristles can get behind the brake discs or the brake calipers and the wheel, should I say? So it's good for that. Next, I'm going to use a big hairy ball brush. Is that soap good for cleaning sandwiches? I'll answer that question when you can tell me any soap that's good for cleaning sandwiches. I love a random question, but you've got me on that one. A soap that's good for cleaning sandwiches. Anyway, I like to keep you all updated on where I am with becoming monetized on here. I need something like 230 hours. The most I've got in one live is about 170. I don't expect to get that today because that was a bumper day, but very, very close. It should happen this month. I get monetized on YouTube, which will be just something that I like to aim for. Right, okay. Another dual stiff one brush. And I just want to say how many of you are there? There's 92 of you. Thank you very much for being here. For those of you that don't know me yet, my name's Jay. I detail cars. Today I've got a Mazda MX5 in. Going to be a hell of a deep clean and possibly some machine polishing on the live today. Right, okay, good work. Thank you very much. She obviously haven't really been on social media this week. So have you been live at all this week? No, I haven't been live at all this week. I'm only really going live on weekends now, Mark. But um, we'll have a catch up and I'll fill you in on everything. And next week I'm going to Mallorca for a few days for my birthday, so I won't be live that weekend. It's not my birthday gift yet, I might add. It's time to get away for a few days. Right, let's see if there's any mud stuck in here. Told you it was going to be a deep clean. Oh, look how much mud's coming out of there. Oh, it's absolutely caked, unsurprisingly. Right, so I'm clearly going to be deep into this one for a little while, trying to get the mud out of here. And I fully expect to get some of this on me. Already happened. Right, so whilst I'm here, if anyone's got any questions about detailing, please let me know. I'll do my best to answer as many questions as possible whilst we're in this car. Let's see, that is much, much better. Now I've just got to do the other side. Okay, no worries. More mud than on a field on this one right now. There really is. And you know what? The car's not done many miles. 15, 20,000 miles, something like that. But hey, you never know. You only need to go out one journey onto the mud and it's going to be nasty. Right, let me get rid of some of this off my hands and I'm going to move over to the next wheel. This is absolutely covered. Right. So two wheels down, two wheels left, just in case you needed the extra help there on how many wheels are on this car. I will spend some time on the interior. I'm tempted to see if Diana wants to help me tomorrow. She did offer some help, and I did actually. Diana's there. Diana is here. Literally just talking about you. I didn't see you there. Yeah, I was just about to say, Diana, that I was tempted to see if you might want to come in tomorrow. But I've had on the way here, two people want to pop in. One girl has scratched her car again, who you've never seen her car online, unfortunately, but she keeps having accidents in it. Not her fault, which is obviously unfortunate. And then I might have another car in that wants a headlight sorted out. So I might do a little bit of different work. Is that the Diana? I'd say that yes, that is the Diana, Mark. Definitely. Based on the initials that we've got there. And I spoke to Diana for about, all over my face, for about half an hour this morning. Right, okay, where am I at? Again, with the nitty gritty from Jewel, all purpose cleaner in a foam pump sprayer. There we go. Great for cleaning the tyres. I'm going to cover the inside of this. Makes it easier to get the mud off and the oils and grease and whatever else might be under there. It looks like I might need to change the filter in this. I will say it's kind of it's like this instead of actually doing exactly what I want it to do. This is the dual fallout remover, very nearly finished. So I'm going to test another brand. Which one? I'm looking at Infinity Wax that I think I'd like to try. So I've never really used too much of their stuff. Mark Shelton, good afternoon. How are you doing? Yeah, hello, the Mark and the Diana. Got the old school back in here now. Right. Diana, how's the gym session? Right, this is a dual tire brush. The reason that I clean the tires, because quite a few people say, why are you bothering cleaning the tires? I'll tell you why. Quite simply because if I was to clean the whole car and leave the tires and they look brown, how ridiculous would that look? But not only that, when you add a tire shine, wouldn't it be nice to put it onto a tire that's actually clean? And then the tire shine will do its job instead of looking a little bit brown and not lasting particularly long. And then you'll hate the company for it. All I'm thinking is spend a fiver on a tire brush and just do this. Please join on the live tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to be a funny one because I'll be saying to Diana, please, could you do the interior? But I also need to machine polish the car. But the owner doesn't want me going for anything perfect because it is a low cost car, especially in comparison to the other toys that he has, which are all very nice. And it doesn't need to be perfect. It's not a show car. It's not a concourse car. The car's only got a finite amount of clear coat, so we need to be careful with that. Mark Shelton also says, hello, Diana. I'm so excited for my birthday in September. I got a car detailing kit last year. So when I get a car soon, I'm going to try it out. Oh, Jamie, that's brilliant. What did you get in the kit? Always nice to know what other people are using out there. Right, this is me trying to get some of that mud out with a brush. Uh, save my hands a little bit. The thing is, when you're putting your hands into the arches of some of these cars, you've got to be mindful of the fact that there could be, oof, state of that, there could be pieces of metal that are jutting out, and you don't really want to touch that. You don't want it to harm you in any way. That's better. It's looking blue. There's a lot of mud in. So I'm just cleaning out this brush to put it back. Look after Janet. That car chap, right? Okay. Is that the name of the car then, Janet? Please like and subscribe to PFG. Thank you very much. I would love for people to like and subscribe to PFG. And Mark, if you want to pin that comment, I'm more than happy. He's my sixth friend. Tony, how you doing, Tony? How is Grace with the Q3? Is she happy with the work? And how clean was the windscreen? I think I promised her the cleanest windscreen she's ever had before. So hopefully, hopefully she's happy with the work. We've got a lot of the old schools on here. Interior cleaner, soap gun cleaner, microfiber towels, two buckets. I need a specific plastic things to put at the bottom of the buckets. The plastic thing, is that the things that you can wheel the buckets around with? Maybe it is. Just a word of advice, if it is that, only if you're on limited money on what you want to spend on it, but spend the money on something else. The things that go underneath the buckets just to move them along, they're not going to do anything extra for you, not like a chemical would. So that's what I would go for. Again, only if you're on limited funds. Grit guards. Yeah, grit guards. Is that what it is? In the buckets, in the bottom of the bucket. Sorry, I thought you meant something that goes on it, so like a trolley. But yeah, grit guards. Grit guards, you can actually get away with not using them, and bear with me, I'll tell you why. I've got two buckets. I have in one of them the soap and the microfibers. It's just fresh water, clean bucket, nothing in it. You take out the microfiber, you clean the car, you put the microfiber into the spare bucket. You never use the same microfiber twice, and then you just wash it afterwards. And technically, you don't need the grit guards in it. There is no grit in the bucket, and you're using clean microfibers. Maybe someone out there will say, you know, you do need it. Well, actually, you don't. There's no grit in there. I just use two buckets. Yeah, I do too as well. Bellu, I'm so sorry. I don't know what you've said there, but thank you for being here. Yeah, that no, it's a special thing you put in the bucket. Set the stones to the bottom. Yeah, grit guard, Jamie. Definitely a grit guard. GT6 or Ray has got that right on there. It's called a grit guard. But again, it's personal preference depending how you use the buckets. I like to have numerous microfibers, two buckets, and I'll show you after because I'm about to start that after I've done the next rule. You can see exactly what I'll do. Too expensive to service Subarus. Oh, I've missed something here. What car have I got today from Tony? This is It says a Mazda MX5 in black, which needs to be machine polished. On here, it looks kind of dark green. Or is that just me? Well, let's see how much mud we've got in this particular art. There was quite a lot in the last one. So it could well be that because that's on the left side of the car, it might be worse. Let's find out. Hmm. Right, if that car guy is in here right now, let me show you something that's coming out of the arches on this car. So uh, there's lots and lots in there. Right, let me. The glove is clean. Let's see what it looks like. Now, how do these little sports cars just get so much mud in them? Okay, I need to flush that out, obviously. Right, I've also got the the Git, sorry, bucket. What's that? The Git bucket. It does look dark green on camera. I thought so. The wheel is looking proper clean. The wheel is just under the arch isn't anymore, unfortunately. What else would you recommend for me to use when I start with a small budget of $500? That's a good budget, $500. I started my business with less than that. It's been a while. Gucci, it has been. How are you doing? Which car, bro? It's a Mazda MX-5. Jamie, I don't know what kit you've already got, but if you're just starting out, look at the things that are going to mean that you can give an extra service, do additional work. But the grit guards, yeah, I can see why most people want them. You don't have to have them if you use the bucket setup the same way as myself. So There's so many different things. If you've got no, that'll blow your budget. Um, a water filter. Depending where you are, I'd get a water filter. It means you won't leave water spots in someone's car. Spend some money on a car dryer or a pet dryer to save you some more money. But it'll also save you time and you'll end up with better work. Oh yeah, there's a few different things out there that will actually enhance what you do. And there's some things out there that are just not worth spending the money on. It won't enhance what you do. It won't make it quicker. You won't get better work. So just be careful of what you spend your money on at the start. Right, am I done with the mud under here? Let's do this test again. Right, the water is now running clear. So I'd say that's a hell of a good sign. Right, so now when I check under there, much, much better. What was not fun? Bible, I think, is the Mazda MX5 Miata. Yes, I think you guys do call it that. It's not the investment of money, professional detailing is time and a lot of hard work to invest long hours. Yeah, absolutely that too. Thankfully, I absolutely love this stuff. So it doesn't ever feel like work. I'm going to move this down to the next wheel. This is the last wheel for those of you that have only just joined. After that, I've got the snow foam ready to go, and I've just made my own snow foam. So I don't know why. Every now and then I think I need to use some chemicals, so I make my own snow foam. Look at what I've got on here. This is, you see that? That's now red. I've got a power pack in there, which is why it's looking funny. It's a heated sweatshirt. If you work outside in the cold or you just get cold or whatever it is, get yourself a heated sweatshirt. This one costs about 25 quid. I'm not selling them. Get them for wherever you blooming well want. I don't care. It makes no difference to me whatsoever. But it does make a nice difference to keep warm. Right, okay. Okay. Still healing the leg. Remind me what happened to your leg. Did I just see Mr. Silver? Is that a Miata? It is a Miata. I think you American guys call it a Miata. I'm going to go to the panel beaters because I can get. Yeah, absolutely. If you can get a panel that you can do anything to, whether it's a door or a wing or a bonnet, just do everything you can to test lots of different methods. Yeah, I forgot about that one. I normally tell everyone to do that one. But yeah, use it for practice on sanding, wet sanding, machine polishing, ceramic coatings. That's that's a good way to spend your money and your time. Because the last thing you want to do is make some mistakes on a client's car. It will happen at some point, but hopefully it won't be a bad mistake because you'll have tested it already. Right, I really do think that I need to change the filter in that now. Okay, last go with this. Where did you buy your heated top from? Mine came from mine came from TikTok actually. I waited until there was a deal. But I will say that this is a medium and it's absolutely swamped me. And I'll also say that this particular seller, wherever it came from, they get. I saw something pop up on TikTok saying that they get loads of returns, and I'm not surprised because this should be a large or an extra large. But yeah, you broke your leg. How did you do that? TikTok shop. Yeah, absolutely, it was. I'm not selling them, Mark. By the way, I'm really, really not. You will not find them in my TikTok shop. And it is unbranded. I'm not supporting anyone. I'm just letting you know if you get cold, these are good. If you know when you sat indoors and you think it's a little bit cold, I put this on with the heating on, and it's great. Right, okay. So yeah, I can't stress enough. I'm not supporting anyone out there for this particular stuff. It's just I'm just chatting to you, really. Right. Have you made a big mistake that cost you a lot of money? Thankfully, no, I haven't made any of those big mistakes. 98 people watching, but only 8 likes. So please, can everyone watching like the live? I'd love if they did. Thank you. The three dots at the top of the screen. No, I would love that. All you need to do to like this is literally just double tap the screen. I would really appreciate that. I've been saying for quite a while now that the most amount of likes that I've ever had in a live is 80 or just short of 80. So my target is to get 80. But it's not the be all and end all. Just having you guys here joining in, watching, talking. I'm over the moon with that. So thank you very much. We might even still have Diana in the background. I think she's on a long journey. We'll just be listening in the car. So if any of you want to talk directly to Diana, she'll probably, I can read out your comments while she's driving. It's free. What was free? Missed that now, forgotten it. Because I've had apprentices going first 300,000. I've missed that. Sorry. You've had apprentices going first, £300,000 cars in Australia. I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean. The like button, yes, the like button is free. Thank you, Gucci. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So I'd love if people did like it. Dangerous person. What sort of car is that? It is a Mazda MX5, or in America, I think they call it a Miata. Is that you changing your name again, Dangerous? In which case, if it is, I'm never actually going to know your name. You keep changing it. Right, this is an easy detail brush. Good for getting into the barrels of the wheels. Unlike the other one that I used under the arches just moments ago, this one squashes down a lot better. So at one point, I'm going to have to think of a better word to explain that one. This is a big hairy ball brush. Definitely treat yourself to one of these. Diana, I hope you are not driving as you were writing that. I'm pretty sure that you were probably pulled up somewhere, maybe, because that would be highly illegal to let everyone know that you're driving and typing and watching YouTube all at the same time. So I'm sure you were pulled over at the time, weren't you, Diana? Right. Okay. Right, Tony. Yeah, Tony, really good. Thanks. We'll have to do dinner again very, very soon. So, how you been? Drive carefully, DG. Yeah, absolutely, Mark. Absolutely. Right, time to get the lug nuts or the wheel bolts, whatever you want to call them. Get in there because they look a little bit dirty. Is that going to come off? Nope. Right, okay. The wheel's done shortly, and then we are going to slow from the car. So if anyone has any questions about detailing, let me know. Always happy to help. Is that coming off? Nope. Right, these arches are easier to clean because there's a plastic under there. So the front one's much, much easier. Okay, it doesn't need to be perfect because I'm about to soak the car down with a slow foam. MX5, awesome driving experience, so much fun to drive. Yeah, I totally agree. Women are good at multitasking. Try and tell the police that. Of course, not good, Diana. In Australia, you get fined £1,000 if you touch your phone. I think over here you get a fine and possibly points, and points don't always make prizes. I hope you pulled over because someone has been in an accident. Yeah, Diana's getting told off. Diana is a very safe driver, and I know that she was probably just getting back in the car or something. So I know she's got a long journey, and she is safe, thankfully. Rustam, hello. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us. Right, okay. What's Tony said? 100% dinner in the week if you fancy it. Possibly this week. I booked Mallorca the other day, so I'm going at 4 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, and I won't be back until Sunday. So unfortunately, I won't be live next weekend, which I am gutted about, unless I do a live in Mallorca, but that will probably be on TikTok if I do it. Right, okay. So taking this out, we're putting in a snow foam lance. The one that I've got is by Equip to Clean. Really good snow foam lance. In there is a concoction that I've invented, so you won't be able to buy it, but it's a pH neutral soap, and I've put in dual nitty gritty. Why? Because I can. Monday. I know it sounds funny. Need to check my diary. I'm not sure if I've already got something going on for nearly the whole week, but let's talk. Definitely. Are you taking a nice holiday? I am. My nan lives over there, and I want to go and see her. She was 90 years old on Boxing Day, and I want to go and see her. Can't read that at all, Demetrius. Sorry. Yeah. Are you sure that's real? It doesn't look real. Right. Okay. I am going to snow foam this car now. I'm going to start just over here, so you won't see me, and then I'm going to come round, and you'll see this car turn white any second. So here goes. Told you I'd turn it white. Text you later. Cool. Talk to you soon. When I don't know if you're going or not. Why does the logo look different? I think you have different logos over in the US than we do here. That's all I think it is. Right. Can anyone tell me where to pop this? I didn't have a proper look, but can someone tell me where to pop the fuel filler cap? And I know that I had the same issue when I had the other one from Japan. I can't remember where it is. At least with TikTok, you have hold the comment and translate to English, but you can't do that on here. No, you can't. This is a bit of a pain in the bum. Ooh, absolutely caked. I like it. What do you think of my own snow foam that I've invented by mixing a few chemicals? The logo is the US Mazda logo. Yeah, I can't remember what the Mazda one looks like over there in America. Right, so when you take out different attachments from here and put a new one in, you fire it away from the car because if it pops out, it will damage the car, it will damage the paint, and you're going to wish that you listened to me. Right, I'm going to go around a few of the places where the car is not going to scratch. Very important. I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to use it. In fact, I'm going to get a bigger brush and do the roof. I'm going to do areas like this, the plastics, to clean them out. I thought you bought the snow foam. No, this one, every now and then, I have a few chemicals and I think, I want to run out of a chemical. I know it might sound weird. I want to run out, so then I can start testing some other ones and just make some room. 'Cause I've got so many of them over there. That I'm not one of these that just wants to hold chemicals all the time. Right, so that's plastic. It won't scratch. So I won't use this on the emblems just yet. I need to clean the car first. You learnt from your mistake. What mistake was that, Mark? Learnt from the mistake. I've forgotten what it is, Mark. What mistake was it? Please remind me. No, mate. No, no, mate. No, do that on the soapy. Literally makes no sense. Not snow foam. What are you talking about? Why? Why snowman? Am I reading the same thing as you guys? Am I missing something? I don't know what any of you are talking about right now. Arrive safely. Give me a call when you finish. I'll booked a place for. All right, cool. You booked a place for tonight. Does that mean it's what we spoke about earlier? Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Right. Okay. And thank you, Dinah. How are you, brother? Be safe. I'm good, thank you. How are you doing? Always good to see someone that's lovely on here. Right, I'm just getting into all the little nooks and crannies on here. Lots and lots of dirt coming out of there, which is nice to see. Don't know if you can see this, but that snow foam should be white and it's brown. When changing the nozzle, yes, of course. Make snow foam, then you use a soapy water mix. Do the scrubbing on that step between power washing. Oh, Snowman, I've already explained what I'm doing, so I'm doing nothing wrong. I've already explained it, and everything I'm doing is perfectly fine. As you can see, it's not going onto the paintwork, it's only going onto the plastics. So I'm sure everyone will be fine. When changing the nozzle, it did fire out of the car and it fired at the car. Yeah. Mark, did you do that after I'd pre-warned everyone not to do that? Because that makes it worse. Lots and lots of grit and just rubbish coming out of here. Again, you can see the colour of it. Look, all of this. Lovely. Could you hear sounds a good mix of snow foam. Yeah, it's a pH neutral shampoo. And I've just put in a decent shot of dual all-purpose cleaner, nitty gritty, and it's doing well. It's sticking to the car and it's cleaning. What snow foam have you got? Snowman. Yeah, that's the one. So I guess I've answered that without actually reading the question, but that's what I've done. I've also got dual assault. What else have I got here? I'm gonna try. I think Built Hamburg have got another updated version of their touchless, so I'll be interested to try that. But I'm looking at testing some other brands, and one of the other brands I want to test is Infinity Wax. As in what brand? The brand that I'm using quite a bit of at the minute is Joule. So you'll see me using a lot of their products today. When it comes to microfibers, I mostly, if not only, use Fallen Angel. I think they're absolutely brilliant. Right, so I need to do the roof as well. So I'm going to get, what brush shall I get for that one? So many different brushes. Do you know what? I'm going to use this one. It's a relatively soft brush, but let's see if this one does the trick. Dan Wheels, what pressure washer do you use for detailing? I've got the Karcher K5 Compact. I've never needed anything more. It's never done me wrong. It's not flashy, but it's absolutely perfect for what I need. Never ever broken on me. The only reason the only reason it's ever stopped is if the power goes to the whole unit, which unfortunately that has happened a couple of times, which is not a reflection on that. I'm just saying that's the only time it stopped. There's yellow coming off of the window. It's a plastic window, but it clearly needs some looking after. Right. Now before you told me, and now I've learned from right. Okay. I wish I would have said it earlier, then, Mark. So sorry about that. I'm going. You should try Auto Bright. Do you know what? I like Auto Bright. You've reminded me. Maybe I'll try that one. No, thank you for reminding me. They've got Auto Bright Magi Foam. That stuff is powerful, and I've never really spoken about it too much. But yeah, no, thank you for that. I am going to try Auto Bright, and I'm going to go back to Magi Foam because it's been years since using it, and it's a powerful cleaner. It's well priced. It's the thickest snow foam I think I've ever used in my life. So yeah, I think it's one of the main ones that can actually compete with the likes of built Hamber if you need that much power when cleaning a car. Right, okay. Now time to pressure wash it off. Ooh, I've flattened that right out, haven't I? Look what I've done to it. There we go. No, it's still flat. Right, time to pressure wash this off. Snoop Dogg. You dog. As a professional detailer, what's your go-to brand for all stuff? Ooh, I've got a few brands that I will stick to for a very long time. I've got Built Hamber, Geon, Car Pro, and I'm enjoying using some dual products as well. When it comes to microfibers, it has to be Fallen Angel. Right, okay. Absolutely no decent water behaviour, which is unsurprising. So I'll have to put on a little bit of something at some point to sort that out. When you're pressure washing the car, make sure that the water or the pressure washer hits absolutely every inch of it. Otherwise, all you're doing is dusting off the slow foam, but not actually getting rid of the dirt. So just take your time with this. Yeah. Right, and I need to pop the bonnet again. Right, okay. Then Mazda updated for but no problem at all, Snoop Dogg. Is it the real Snoop Dogg? So I'm getting all tangled up here. Let me put you over here. It'd be better for you to see from this side what's actually going on. And thank you to all 107 of you. Thank you to all of the people that have put the likes. I'd love to get that up to 80 today. So if you can spare a double tap for me, I'd really appreciate it to give me an extra like. I'm asking for nothing except a like and a subscription. I would really appreciate it. Right, okay. So that rear window still really quite yellow and orangey. So I will machine polish that, believe it or not. You can machine polish the plastic, let's just call it glass on there. I'm going to try and get in to this little gap here. There you go. And what I'm also going to do is pop the bonnet and give that just a very quick once over. But after this, I'm going to cover the car in snow foam again, very, very lightly. And then I'm going to do the actual wash on there. You guys heard him one really. One like does go a long way. I appreciate that. It really does. And like I say, I'm selling nothing. I'm asking for nothing. I really do just would, well, love a like and a subscription if I could have it from you. If I've entertained you, if I've satisfied you, there we go. Looks like we can spend a little bit of time cleaning that exhaust stuff as well. Maybe I'll do a video on that one. Where is all this mud coming from? Right, what I will say is I'm getting relatively close with the pressure washer on this. Now, if this was a roof that was a material, like a frost style material, I wouldn't be getting that close. But this is a plastic one. So I'm not going to need tram lines in it. Otherwise, if you've got the other style, don't get that close with the pressure washer. Not just mud coming out of little areas on the car. She's starting to look better already. Oh, God, there's grit everywhere. I need to get rid of that because I do not want to inflict any more scratches into the car than it's already got. Even though I'm going to be in the front of it, it needs to be perfect. There we go. Right, the like and the sub button aren't monsters. Give them a little pet. Thank you. That's made me laugh. 17 likes. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate people being here. No end. But if any of you have got any questions about detailing or you just want to have a chit chat, we've got a great bunch of people in here to come and join in. I'm going to pop the bonnet and just give it a quick once over. Right, there we go. Does anyone know where to pop the petrol cap? Because I, for the life of me, cannot remember where it is. And I'd like to clean that. Right, I want to take this around the side of the car. El gato. Hola, el gato. By the way, if I don't, anyone that doesn't know what El Gato is, that means the cat, which is an unusual name. Why are you called the cat? Dan Wheels, which is throwing me every time I read that because one of my best friends calls himself Dan Wheels. Right, I've just detailed a mouldy Renault Megane and I have brought it up like a new video coming on the YouTube channel next month. That sounds good, Dan. Do you want to let everyone know what the channel is called so they can go and have a look? More than your missus does. Try in the trunk, the boot. That'll be an unusual place to put it. And I just remember that it wasn't there on the last one of these that I had. I've got a funny feeling I know where it is, but it's locked. So okay, let's dust it off. Dust it off. Mm, that alone. There we go. Excellent. Just a quick dust off. The cat in the German. I don't know what that is. Also have a YouTube channel detailing supercars if you want to take a look. Hey, write it down. Let everyone take a look. I hope people subscribe to you. There's enough of us here to share the love, right? Okay. Quick snow foam on this car. I purposely mixed a little bit too much. Purposely mix a little bit too much. Put my heating back on so that I can do a second round of snow foam. Snow foam has run out. Right, I was talking earlier about buckets and grip guards, which most of you won't find too exciting. Think testing away from the car. We're good to go. So what I've got here is, let me grab a microfiber and roll my sleeves up. So I've got a whole bunch of microfibers over there. I'm gonna keep using those. We've got an empty bucket with grit guards, but you don't have to have them. It just so happen to be in there. There's no grit guards in that bucket. This is all we need. Oh, the water's cold today. There we go. Time to crack on. The channel is called right, really? Well, isn't that nice? Well, I hope with a name like that that you attract the same kind of people that you are. And that's not a bad it's not a bad one to try and catch me out. You've done quite well there. But unfortunately, I've had better. You can try to open the fuel cap from the boot. Yeah, I don't think it is in there. I've got a funny feeling it's in the actual car somewhere. but I have no idea where. So this is just a pH neutral shampoo, nothing fancy whatsoever. Being a small car, I can do quite a bit of this in one go. When I get down to the bottom of the car, it's going to stay at the bottom of the car. So I'm getting lower and lower. Now I'm at the lowest point, and that's it. Don't want to flip it around and carry on. Right, Mark, keep an eye on that chat if he gets a little bit boring. Right, okay, but I think the fuel filler cap is somewhere in the center console, but it's currently locked. So I'm not sure what to do about that. I have to grab a key and find out. Maybe underneath the steering wheel adjuster. I'll have a look. I don't think it's there, but I'll have a look. I think on the last one it was in the center console somewhere. Message retracted. Quite a bunch today with 100 people. You're going really quite easy on me. So all we're going to do is this bumper, then I'm going to change the microfiber. Being a small car that's not massively dirty, don't need to change it too often. But again, when this goes to the bottom of the car, it won't go back up the car because that's when you can inflict scratches onto there. By the way, can anyone let me know? There we go. Look, straight into that bucket. Don't need to use it again. Fallen angel microfiber. Let's carry on going. Right. Yeah. No one's complained about the sound quality, but you could let me know that the sound is okay. And I don't know if you can hear all the noises in the backgrounds or not, as in the work that I'm doing, but it'd be good to know because I've just bought these AirPods. They're brand spanking new. I'd like to know if I've wasted my money or not. Right, so when you're cleaning the car, lift up the windscreen wipers, put the microfiber under there, and that will give it a little clean and hopefully show you that you just don't need new ones. You just needed to clean the existing microfibers. The fuel factor is in the center armrest, that car chap. Cool, it is under there. Thank you. Because I wasn't sure. Right, it's locked, so I'm going to grab the keys in a minute and unlock it so I can clean in there too. Can't miss that out. That would drive me nuts. Okay, down to the center line of the car. Now I'm at the bottom. It's getting lower and lower, and it will not go back up the car. Perfect. I'm going to get one more. Do the front bumper. Then I'm going to do the door shuts. Going to do in the fuel filler cap. So there's still quite a bit to do on here. Then what are we going to do? We're going to dry the car thoroughly. We are going to do a little test spot with the machine polishing. I'm going to try and do as long and live as possible. Getting quite a lot done, and it's only 53 minutes into this live. So yeah, if anyone's got any questions about detailing, let me know. Whether it's a product that you've got hanging around that you don't know how to use, or one that you think you know how to use, but it's just not working for you, more than happy to help. But again, I'm not sure if I've moved that properly. No, I have. Thank you very much. Nice car. It is a lovely little car. These have been favourites for a long time for a lot of people. One of my very good friends has got one of these. She's had it for about 25 years. She loves it. Rarely drives it. Where did that come from? Right. Let's see. Time to use the key and see if we can get into the fuel filler cap. In Germany, I'm not allowed to use so much soap in the front yard. Do you know what? It's actually a small amount of soap. It's just that if you use the pressure washer to fill up the bucket, you get loads and loads of foam. That's all it is. But I get a lot of people say, "You're using too much soap." I'm like, I'm actually not. It looks like it is, but you're not. My paint is peeling off, and I'm getting really expensive quotes. Can you help me with recommendations? Um, it's difficult without knowing how much paint your car needs. What car is it? Where are you based? And what is deemed expensive? Right. Okay. I'm just going to try and get into this little thing here, so I can open the fuel filler cap. There we go. Done. Right. Needed to use the key to get into that center console. So thank you for that, that car guy, that car chap. I can't remember what name it is on here now. And I'm glad I've looked in there because it's really quite muddy and it needs cleaning. Toyota Yaris here in Australia, and like 30% of the hood is peeled, three to $4,000. It does sound like a lot. What is it, about two to the pound or something like that? It does sound expensive, but is it matte paint? Have you got a special paint? There's so much I don't know, and I don't know what it costs over there for that kind of thing. Have a CLK from '97 thinking about wrapping it. Would you recommend? That's a very personal thing, to be honest with you. I wouldn't tell you to not do it if you're thinking about doing it. If you want to change the color of the car, yeah, absolutely go for it. Enjoy it. Uh, yeah, no reason you shouldn't. It will protect the paint to a degree, so that can only be a good thing. You'll have the car looking like a different car or color for a while. So yeah, why not enjoy it? Change the color. You can also get PPF in different colors as well. So just maybe have a think about that one. Then it will really protect the paint and change the color, and you can get some really nice looking ones. So that could also be an option. Right. What I'm also going to do is the door shuts. Need to leave that open. And I'm going to do the door shuts with an all-purpose cleaner, which is the one that's currently spraying me on the backside. There you go, in my pocket. Every time I take a step, it sprays me in the tush. This is built Hamber Surfex HD mixed at 10 to 1. Just going to spray this into the door shuts and pressure wash it out afterwards. 128 people. Hello, all 128 of you. Let me show you exactly what I'm doing. Right, so this is a carbon collective brush, all-purpose cleaner, and it's just good for giving this car the deep clean it deserves. I want it to be as clean as possible for this chap. He's in competition with a friend of his that's got the exact same car, and I promise this one needs to look cleaner. Right, let's see. Can you post a list of the products that you're using? I'm not sure if I can find British products here, though. Do you know, a lot of people have asked me that. I haven't done it because I'm not very good at doing that bit, and I do videos all the time. But here's the thing: if you send me a message on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, just look for PFG detailing. I will more than happily write you a list of the products that I'm using. It's no problem. I'm not secretive. I'll share it all. It's no problem. But if I list everything right now, I want to be here for the next 5 or 10 minutes listing everything that I use. And there'll be some people thinking, what in the world is he talking about? Because I don't know if you want brushes, microfibers. I don't know if you're thinking about ceramic coatings, could be cleaning products. There's just a lot to go into. Right, okay. Small car, small doors. This is easy for me to do. 141 people. I just want to say thank you to every single one of you for joining me or joining us here today. My name's Jay from PFG Detailing. I detail cars. I like to do it live if I've got the chance. And I'm not trying to sell you anything. All I want is a subscription and a like. That will make me happy as a pig in the proverbial. Right, all I'm doing now is cleaning the door shuts with an all-purpose cleaner by Built Hamber, mixed at 10 to 1. And it's this kind of thing that you just don't get at a car wash, which no one's actually called me recently. It's lacking. I used to get a lot of comments, people saying car wash does it for a fiver. I'm like, "Hmm, maybe I'll take it to the car wash first to get it done and charge the client what I do." Right, car washing is a lot of fun. I will wonder why it's static. Do you know what? If you're having fun while you're working, no matter what you're doing, it technically isn't work. So this for me is fun. I don't ever feel like I'm at work, although technically it's exactly that. Right, again with the all-purpose cleaner in here, I'm not shy with it because 900 mil of it is water. You only need a small amount of the product. So don't be shy with it. Use it. It's really cheap to buy. So if any of you are looking for an all-purpose cleaner, again, the one that I'm using, I've used two different ones, but the one that I'm using right now is Built Hamber Surf X HD mixed at 10 to 1. And I've got to say, I think it's the daddy of all-purpose cleaners. You're the best in the world. What's up, buddy? Gary, that's quite the accolade. Thank you very much. But I'm really good, thank you. How are you doing? Right, how do you remove stains from the seats? I have no steam cleaner. Are the seats leather or are they cloth? And when you let me know that, I'll answer the next questions. When closing the windows, it's scratching on something. What can you do? What will happen is there'll be a screw inside there, and as it's coming down, it's very lightly scratching the glass. You need someone to shave off a little bit of that screw. And funny enough, I've seen people with Lamborghinis that all they do is when they put tinted window film on the glass, that's all it takes to then start scratching on a damn Lamborghini. So have you got a Lamborghini? Because I have seen that happen for people. Yeah, there's nothing you've done wrong, but clearly that screw is scratching the glass. Have you got your windows tinted? Right. The someone just mentioned cloth. Do you know what the stain is from, or are you just tackling it and you have absolutely no idea? That would be interesting to know right now as well. Thank you very much for from Into the Tech. Appreciate that. You might notice I'm not in any rush to getting the water off the car. I'm not going to leave any water spots because the water that I use is like quadruple filtered for a reverse osmosis system. And the only way I can show you that from here is that tiny little thing just underneath the floating bike is a reverse osmosis system. And that is a water tank that had about 900 litres of purified water in there. If I just leave a car soaking wet, guarantee no water spots. It's a Mercedes CLK 97. Right, okay. Assuming this is assuming the seats are in good condition, just dirty. Use an all-purpose cleaner. Over there, you can just see a little brush. It's unbranded upholstery brush. Just spray it onto the seat and brush it. Use a microfiber to take it off. What was the thing that you said that you didn't have? You don't have a steam cleaner. You can use a wet vacuum. You can buy some of those really quite cheaply as well. You can use a drill brush to really agitate it. There's lots of different things you can do, to be honest with you. But what I will say is make sure that the material can take it, because I had one in the other day. It was a 1980s Mercedes SL. And I did a video and I said to the client, I said, there's absolutely no way that I'm soaking that down because the foam underneath the seat was just shot to pieces and I'm just going to make it worse. So I left it dirty. Who's getting a Mazda detailed? Uh, the owner of this car. What car is that? Mazda MX5. See, what you see is one car. What you see is one car. What you don't know is the chap behind it is a very successful guy, and this is a little toy that he wants to keep garaged and looking nice. And why wouldn't you do it? That's what you enjoy. Right, all of the slow foam needs to come off and the stud. I'm going to get into the door shuts as well. Then I'm going to thoroughly dry the car and I'm going to set up what I need to do some machine polishing. Let's do a little test together on how much it actually needs. The AirPods are cancelling every bit of noise. Not bad. Some people like that, some people don't. And I'd like if you guys could hear just a little bit of the noise, but I don't know how to let a little bit of the noise in. I want to start a detailing business, but have no experience and no equipment. Where and how should I start? Start with your own car if you have one. Start with friends, family cars. Start with the absolute basics. If you like it, buy more equipment, buy more chemicals. Don't do it because you have to. Do it because you want to. You won't get rich doing it. Do it because you enjoy it. How's health? Back pain? Thank you for asking. I'm really particularly good. Now, that's probably the most random question I've had on here. I'm just going to pressure wash all of the chemicals that I put in here earlier. There we go, nice and easy. And I'm a detailer too, suffering from back pain. Ooh, that's not good. Uh, what are you doing? Are you holding things like machine polishers for a long time? Right, this is where I'll probably get soaked. I hope I don't, but not too terrible. Right, is the water draining? Yes, I think it is. Right. No, I definitely got soaked that time. Perfect. I like when that's clean. I don't know why, but I do. It's one of those dirty jobs that needs to be done. Right, there has been a bit of a scrape on the back here. Nothing I'm going to be able to do with that, but some clever painter somewhere will be able to fix that one. It's gone straight through to the plastic. 12 hours a day. 12 hours a day holding a machine polisher. Right, okay. I have had similar days like that. What did I used to do? Uh, Basically, I used to get a chair, make sure I was comfortable, see if you can get a lighter machine, which might not be easy to do, take regular breaks, go and treat yourself to a sports massage once a month. And my back was mostly fine. Okay. Did you ever think of having a camera that tracks your movement? I have, I have, and I've got one, but I don't really fancy it for this because sometimes I want to show you guys something, and it's not possible if the camera's tracking me. But yeah, you make a good point. It's just not something that I've really wanted to do. Absolutely flat paintwork, zero protection on there, but we will fix that after we've machine polished it. Doing interiors a killer on back over time, I would imagine. Do you know what that can be? And on the knees as well, because you get in such funny, weird angles to fit in these little cars. So yeah, you're absolutely right on that one, Mark. Did you ever think of having a? Oh, sorry, I've read that one already. I'm reading them backwards. Okay. You only see all those videos of someone pressure washing the inside of a car. I'd love to get one of those trashed cars and just pressure wash the inside of a car. I would shock the life out of all of you. Maybe one day I'll do it. I'll make it look like I'm really treating the car nicely and then just go snow foam the inside of it, knowing full well that it's a trashed car. That would be a hell of an expensive day just to do that for all of you, though. Right, I am going to. I'm not going to dry the car. I'm going to do 2 stages of decontamination now. What am I thinking? How can I miss that? We've got a lot of work to do. So the next thing I'm going to use is built Hamburg Corosol. It's a fallout remover. What does it say there? Ferrous metal fallout remover. So if your car, mostly if your car has steel brakes, the brake dust gets really hot, spews off of the brake discs, and it sticks into the wheels. So if any of you have looked and you've gone, the wheels are turning rusty, I've got baked in brake dust. This is the kind of product that you use. But that brake dust also gets stuck into the paint and it needs to be removed. And it really is as easy as this to remove it. So I'll spray this on the car, leave it for about 5 minutes, and then pressure wash it off. That's it. And it will help bring the car back to a smooth paint and its original paint. There's another stage after that, which I'm going to go into shortly. Back of the car is normally one of the worst, especially on these sports cars. The next stage is a tar and glue remover. The next stage after that is a clay bar. This is a really, really easy step. If you've got a car that has a ceramic coating on it, do this once every 3 months, depending how much you drive the car, and you won't go far wrong in protecting the paintwork. I'll show you after. I should have done it before, but when you put your hands on the paint and you just rub it on there, it will sound like this, and it shouldn't. It should sound like nothing. Should be completely smooth. Right, okay. Right. Do you guys recycle the used water? Nope. It goes into a little thing in the middle here, and there's a hole, and it goes straight outside. If the owner of the land wants to change that, he can, but I don't think he will, to be honest with you. Right, so while we've got a couple of minutes, I'm going to take a drink of water, but if anyone's got any questions, I'm more than happy to answer. This bit is going to be difficult to show you the product actually working. If you've got a white car, red, silver, something that you can see the color on there, believe it or not, it will start to look a little bit like this. It will turn purple like the wheels normally do. You won't see it on a black car. There's no way that I can really show you. Mm. After it, I'm going to use a built Hamburg clay bar. Well, I'm going to do another stage of decontamination, then I'm going to use the clay bar. So what this will do is remove the last of the contaminants that are stuck in there. So anything that the fallout remover doesn't work with, and I'm going to show you the next chemical that I'm going to use. In fact, I need to get another one of these. I'm running out of chemicals. This is blackjack. It's a tar and glue remover. And what that will do is for any of you that have got a car where you can see, oh my God, it's a Miata. Yes, it is a Miata. Does that mean you like them or you don't like them? So, yeah, if you've got a lighter color car and you see those tiny little specks that are normally around this area of the car, not that you can see what I just did there because I didn't put the camera there. It's normally around this area of the car or the back arch. They're tiny little brown or black dots, and that is tar. And you can remove it very, very easily with that product that I've just shown you. There's other ones out there, and I'm going to show you how to do that. How can you hate a Miata? I definitely don't, but some people might not like it. You can't please everyone with every car, unfortunately. Right, this clay bar is the regular one, which is really, really solid, which is why I'm struggling to flatten it out right now. If I had some warm water, I would leave it in the warm water That will soften it up. So any of you that might be doing this in the future, get a clay bar, leave it in some warm water. My God. And it will just get softer. Sorry, I'm struggling to flatten this out. When this is completely flat, all you need for this particular clay bar is water. There's other brands out there where you need to use a lubricant. This one you do not. So save yourself the money, get a good clay bar. And all you do is you rub this onto the surface and it will remove the last of the contaminants. But I've got a little bit to go yet before I need to do that. I'm going to pressure wash this off any second. And if I can show you where it's turned purple, then I will. I'm going to leave this on the side. We'll come back to that in a minute. Time to pressure wash this off. And this is the first stage of decontaminating the paintwork. It's low cost, easy to do, makes a nice difference. I recommend that you guys do it every few months. Well, I don't think that you can hear the pressure washer, which might be a little bit unusual for you. So I'm going to talk over it. I can hear it loud and clear. But if anyone does have any questions about the processes that I'm doing or why, please go ahead and ask. If you've got something on your own car that you want a little bit of help with, I've had people ask me about removing stains from cloth seats, but people ask me about water spots, bird etching, scratching, lots of different things. We've had people ask about wrapping a car, that chap might still be in here. Lots of different stuff, all the different, a list of the chemicals that I use. Although that one's difficult to answer right now because there is a lot of chemicals. Right, let's see how that's feeling now. Right, that is feeling much nicer. We'll have to pop out soon, Jay, to check on my son. Hey, you take all the time you need. You definitely don't need to let me even know. But I really hope that he's okay. Yeah, Mark, maybe see you soon. My best to your son. I really, really hope he's okay. And the chances are, Mark, I'll be live again tomorrow. Maybe, maybe with a BMW 235, I think it is. To be honest with you, I haven't let the guy know if I'm going to come in or not. But if I can be bothered to come in, which I probably will, then I'll do that. But there might be two people popping in today as well, actually. So what I'll do is I'll go up to the decontamination stage I'm currently doing. I'll do a little test spot and we'll go from there. Right, so that noise is hitting on. Still here. Have you done anything with the BMW yet? Mark, no, but the guy that might come in with a BMW tomorrow. So I might have just soaked the airpod there. The guy that might be coming in with the BMW tomorrow is a BMW technician. So he got my car started yesterday for the first time in about a year and a half, something like that. And he's gonna fix my car. Not that there's anything wrong with it, just I want him to give it a once over. I'm gonna give his car a once over. And neither of us are going to charge each other, which I thought was a really nice swap. How wet can the seats get cleaning? Um, uh, they don't need to get too wet. That's the way I'm going to answer that. They don't need to get too wet. It only needs to be surface level. So don't soak them too much. It's kind of unnecessary. Right, this is a low mileage car, so I don't think it's going to be too full with contaminants, but I can pretty much guarantee this is the first time it's going to be done. See, actually, I'm going to go straight to the clay bar stage because I don't think this needs too much. And in the normal places where you would have a tar, there isn't any. So this will be a very quick clay. Definitely a good trade-off. I thought so. Is a BMW technician. He's taken it to BMW in his own time. He's going to go over the car for me. He started it, like I say, yesterday, and I was over the moon that it started first time, ran perfectly. So I still want him to have a look at it. I said, look, I haven't driven it in such a long time. I want to make sure it's safe for the next person that owns it. And yeah, I'm going. He's got a blue. I think it's a 235i. So that might be on here tomorrow. And if not, my car is filth. I'm looking at it right now, and I haven't washed my car since last year. Might not think that that was a long time ago, but I do detail cars for a living. So yeah, you can see it doesn't look that bad on here, but you're going to have to trust me. It is. Look at it. The paint looks matte. There you go. It's absolutely filth. From here, it doesn't look so bad, does it? Right. Okay. The car is covered in water. It looks perfect. It's definitely not. Let me point you back up here a little bit. And time for the clay bar. If they're fabric, you soak the seats, the boron comes out. Someone taught me about that. Was that you, Alexander, a long time ago? I can't remember what it is, but don't soak them too much. Yeah, but that's what I would do. Right, okay. So this clay bar is going to remove the last of the contaminants that are in there. And all you do is you don't need to put lots of pressure on there. For those of you that think I'm just putting my hand on there, this is a little clay bar that you can't see right now because my hand's covering it. You just take it easy, very, very little pressure, just of your hand relaxing on the car. And you go until the noise basically stops. And then you keep kneading and turning the clay bar if it's particularly bad. And that will remove contaminants. So now, what I also do is I keep soaking it down. If it will remove the contaminants and maybe leave it on the surface, and then I want to wash them off. Well, I don't know if you can hear that, but that sounds much, much nicer. Can you guys hear any of that sound whatsoever, or is it just me? This, people say, move in a straight line. To be honest with you, I don't think it's going to make the slightest bit of difference. It will mar the paint. So if any of you are going to go out and do this, this will, and it's nothing to be worried about. It's perfectly normal. It will lightly, very, very lightly mar the paint. And the reason I'm not worried about it, oh, you piece of rubbish. I've just dropped the clay bar right on the floor. Right, if you drop a clay bar on the floor, it's done. We get another piece of clay. Oh, what a waste of a clay bar that was. Why do you get rid of a clay bar if you've dropped it on the floor? Well, it's sticky and it's going to pick up grit. And do I want to rub that grit on the car? No, no, I don't. Oh well, it's the orange flame retardant. Oh, right, okay. Maybe you try turning off the noise cancellation. Let me try. There we go. The noise cancellation is off. It's off for me. So let's see if it makes a difference for you guys. If that's what the answer is, then great. Well, what will happen is when I've got the pressure washer running, yeah, that will be the real test. Right, again, a tough, tough clay bar. This is the one that I'm using. It's built Hamber regular. This is their strongest clay because the cars that normally come into me haven't been clay bar before. My nose is red because it's so cold today. What is it? It's 5.5. No wonder why my nose is bright red. So with this clay bar, you just need water to do the decontamination process. And that's with my heated jumper on as well. Better, less robotic. All right, that's cool. Good to know. Is this a Mercedes? Absolutely not. What's up? Hello, Johnny Cash. How you doing? Harshal, is it? Where am I from? I'm from Romford in Essex. Where is everyone on here from? Normally, I get a lot of Americans on here. You guys haven't let me know what you're all doing today. From, yeah, just told you. Romford in Essex. Is this an expensive car? Depends how much money you've got. USA, whereabouts are you from in the USA? You got a lot going on there in a minute, haven't you? And Seattle. The only reason I know Seattle is Frasier, the TV program. Is that popular over there? Although it's not on anymore. Right, can you hear this? I wonder if you can hear that. If not, oh, there we go. You should be able to hear what sounds like grit on the surface. If you can't hear it, then I might put the noise cancelling back on. Then again, it doesn't make a difference to me. India, wow, okay, that's an exotic place compared to England. Maybe see you in a bit. If not, I'll message you later. All right, cool. Message whenever you want, Mark. No problem at all. I really hope your son's okay. Thank you for the crowd control, and I will talk to you soon. North Carolina and Missouri. Yeah, see, there's a lot of Americans on here, which I love. I think is great. Do we get into politics and do I ask if you're happy with everything that's going on over there? I don't normally get into politics, but there's so much going on in America, and I think it's all really exciting stuff. But it'd be nice to talk to Americans to see how they actually feel about it. Right. So why am I claying the car? For those of you that have just joined, I'm claying the car to remove the baked-in contaminants. So, I actually thought there was someone behind me that snuck up on me. That is what the clay bar looks like before I've used it, and that's what it looks like after. So there's definitely something stuck into the paintwork that we need to remove, and that's why we clay. Nearly just dropped it again. I do not want to drop another clay bar. Nearly just happened. Right, what I'm going to do in a second is soak down the panels. Reason I'm going to do that is because I need the water on there. Then again, these are already soaking wet, but also it will dust off the car from anything that I've loosened up. So again, dirty side of the clay bar, that's what it looks like when it's fresh. These will remove the baked in contaminants. Right, okay. No, you're not happy with everything that's going on in America? Finally, some good change for USA. I think so too. I think it's fantastic what they're doing. Sorry if that upsets everyone. I don't want it to. This is why I don't normally get into politics. Can you hear the pressure washer? I've been certified a bunch of times in paint restoration. Cool. And when I ran a shop, but first one I was in, they had us fully do. I need to. How am I going to read it? So up half the hood. Thought I had it perfect. Buddy took out his cigarette pack. He took off the film. Had me put when you can see regular touch. So it wasn't as good as you thought it was, Alexander. By the sounds of it, I wouldn't say it's getting better. Seeing what Trump is doing internationally will not do the US good. Yeah, it's funny because I've seen some of those countries say you're right to do it because they don't see the money anyway. Salim, I am detailing this little Mazda MX5, or in America they call it a Miata. See, this is where it politics will divide people. So I think I'm going to leave politics alone. I'm not going to get into it. It's not the reason that I'm here. Just I read so much about it lately with a lot of Americans that join me on here, which I absolutely love. I just wanted to find out what actual Americans think, not what the media tells us to think. Right. Okay. Let's say that that is done. Let me pressure wash that off. I'm talking about the US and Europe relations. To be honest with you, over here in the UK, we need change. We want Trump to put pressure on us to make change because there's things going on over here that are truly awful. I don't know if any of you have had the news about the what can I say? I don't want to get taken off of here. The gangs that are doing things that are highly disgusting and illegal to children. That needs to be sorted out. Are you repainting the car? I'm not repainting the car. No, that is definitely not my skill set. Right, quick clay on the glass. Never gonna damage the glass with a clay bar. Oh, can you hear this? Well, there we go. Definitely needed doing. Lovely. Okay, time to move on to the next part of the door. This is a relatively easy process, and down here, will it need playing? Down there is orange peel, quite a lot of it, but that's purposely there. One of the reasons it's purposely there, probably the main reason, is to hide scratches. So, do I clay that part of the car? I'll give it a go. Go over the wing mirror. Let's go down here. Relatively smooth. Didn't expect it. Lots coming off of there. In the US, child and female friends are really terrible. Yeah, good. I hope they have an absolutely awful time in there. They deserve it. Right, I think I'm going to stop on the politics thing before we get too deep into that. As much as I love talking about it, I very rarely, if ever, talk about it on here. I think it divides people, and I'd rather bring people together for the love of detailing or just coming in and having a chit chat. So I shouldn't have opened that can of worms myself. Right, okay. Thank you, sir. Oh, hello. I can't imagine how wild it is getting in the UK, but I watch BBC and looks like you guys need change also. Robert, uh, stop watching the BBC. They are part of the problem. Yeah, they are part of the problem, unfortunately. They've been receiving money. The B How do Americans feel about this? The BBC, an English broadcasting company, have been receiving money from American taxpayers. How do you guys feel about that? Because I think it's diabolical. That's your money. This is me getting back into politics again, isn't it? We don't deserve your money. You deserve your money. You worked for it. You paid the taxes. So why was your old government giving it to a British broadcasting corporation? Enough politics. Yes, I agree. Or I won't mention it anymore. Or I won't bring up the I'm not sure, Alexander. We pay everyone. Yeah, I think you do. Need to dust this off a little bit. There we go. Okay. No more politics. No, that was my fault. I shouldn't have started that one. Right. Play barring. We'll get back into that, shall we? Still quite a bit to do on this car. The reason that I'm doing it, for those of you that have just joined, forgive all the politics chat. There will not be any more, I promise you. The reason I'm doing this is to remove any kind of baked in contaminants that the chemicals haven't taken off. And what will happen is the paint will be really smooth, the way that it should be when it comes out of the factory. And after that, I'm going to machine polish the paint very quickly, very lightly. It's not a show car. You can see that that's what the clay bar looks like now. Trump pardoned? No, he didn't. Desert Fox? No, he didn't. There's no way that that happened. No more politics. Yeah, no. Don't be sorry. It was me that started it. Yeah, but I had to respond to that one. There's no way he's done that. I don't believe it whatsoever. Right. Let's try and bring this back to detailing. Otherwise, politics could be a particularly poor subject. Then again, we haven't lost anyone watching on here. Right. So, if any of you are looking to make your car look shinier, and you're all thinking, I need to go and buy the best wax or whatever it may well be, if you add this into your service of the car that you're going to do, should we call it? Not this particular bit, just the decontamination stage using the chemicals that will help enhance the way the paint looks. So use a fallout remover. The one that I'm using today is Built Hamber. I need to get some water on this car because it's starting to dry slightly. And Built Hamber is one of the best. It's called Corosol. Bit of a weird name. Don't know why they call it that. Why do these companies think of weird names? Just call it fallout remover. Then we all know what it is. So I'm just going to soak the entire car down. Oh, she's looking good. Okay, with this particular clay bar, all you need is water. So buy one that only needs water because why go and waste your time with another spray that's just they're going to charge you for it as a lubricant? This one just needs water. Save your money. Sorry, back to it. Does anyone remember the rubbing compound used to feel like a sandy texture, almost rocky, the good old days with less science? Wow, I don't remember that one. I've been in it for a while, but I don't remember that one. Which one is that? Are you not into the science of it then these days? Is it uh, too much over engineering, shall we say? Someone sent me a video yesterday of some just car mats being cleaned, but I had a machine for it. You put these mats in the machine. He was just standing there going, putting the mats in there, and they came out clean. I was like, oh, Hoover would have done that. I don't understand. It's really over engineered. It's not too good here in the Middle East. Dare I ask why? Does it matter if the temperature is colder or hotter depending on the clay bar you use? The temperature will make a difference into how hard the clay bar is. I mean, because the car is, I mean, my hands are freezing cold right now because it's cold. So that just means that the clay bar is going to be a little bit stiffer. But ultimately, it's not something that you should worry about or even really consider when you're using a clay bar. The thing that you should consider when using a clay bar is if you're doing it outside, then the water that you're putting on the car, especially on a black car, let's say in direct heat, is going to dry. That water is going to dry quickly. So, what I would say is if you're not using filtered water like I am, you need to dry the car, then use a clay bar. So, you want to soak the door down, clay it, dry it, move on to the next one. Otherwise, you're going to have problem number two, which is water spots. So, depending where you are in the world, there's different reasons for worrying about the temperature. But in picking a clay bar, that shouldn't be one of the things that you think about in why you should or shouldn't buy one. Hopefully that made sense. Ooh, lots coming off. On wax in the US, at corporate detailing shops, they are moving away from paste wax. They're going to liquid waxes for those, and pasties only if you get a paint sealant like a dealership. How comes they're moving away from them? Bearing in mind, I don't use any waxes at all. There's so many sealants out there that just work quicker and they're easier to apply. But yeah, I don't use wax anymore. In fact, the last tub of wax that I had, I gave it away to a good friend of mine. He's got an old Jag, and he likes spending time in his garage waxing the car. So I just gave it to him. Are you going to use the car after? It's not my car, so absolutely not. I'm sure it'll be fun to drive. And I have had one for a little while. I borrowed one off of a mate of mine a very long time ago. I think I had it for about 3 months. Loved it. But no, I won't be driving this straight after because it's not my car. Okay. Right, all I'm going to do is the front bumper, pressure wash it off again to get rid of any loose debris, and then dry it. And we'll do a little test patch so we can do some machine polishing, which normally grabs a bit of attention from a few people. Right, okay. Most of this is already done. And when drying the car, I use a drying towel, which is a microfiber by Fallen Angel. So if any of you are using another method, let's say a chamois, forget the chamois. They are not the kind of thing that you should be using. I was being sarcastic about the science, right? Okay. The specific rubbing compound. I remember being extremely textured was turtle wax. Don't know why, but you don't use paste. It was moved on to a mechanical years ago. Turtle wax. There's a brand that's been around for a long time, isn't it? Sometimes I miss the sarcasm on here, and it's a shame because I'm quite a sarcastic person myself. Right, okay. Pressure washing this off, then go into a towel, tiny little test patch, tiny test spot of machine polishing that is. Right, I've soaked that car down on this side, so just do this one. This car is starting to look good. And in fact, what I know what I'm going to do. So I'm just thinking out loud. What's the time? The time is only 1 o'clock, so we're doing all right here. American shops are using battery leaf blowers for drying. They're good. Yeah, they're good. They do only work if the car has protection on it, and I can prove that right now. If your car has protection, the water literally wants to just escape off of the paint. Now I'm using full stare right now with this. This is full stare. Let me try and show you. There we go. It's the only way I can really prove it is full stare. If I show you this, the car's still soaking wet. And the reason is there's no protection on there. So yes, use forced air, but it'll only work if there's protection on the car. And that's the bit that they don't tell you. When you see all these nice little videos of someone using one of those handheld fans, they don't work unless the car's got protection. End of story. And that is more powerful. So I can say you're an expert in car paint and restoring it. I'm all right. Yeah. Right, let's see here. So this is a drying towel. It's perfectly dry at the moment. So I'm going to try and do just one half of this and show you how easy it is to dry the car. Now, I don't know if the camera is going to pick that up or not. Is the camera going to pick this up because there's no protection on there? Mm, no, the camera's not picking it up. You can see some kind of dry lines, but the camera's not picking it up. And this is a good drying towel. So if any of you are drying the car with a chamois, urge you to go out and buy a twisted loop drying towel. It's so much better. It's so much faster. I don't care where you get it from. I'm not selling anything. Makes no difference to me. But treat yourself to one. And out of the 110 of you that are here, I just, well, not out of the 110, I just want to say thank you very much to all 110 of you for being here. If you haven't already double tapped, why don't you double tap just to see what happens? Something very special will happen for me because you will have liked the live. Turbo RC, how you doing? It's been a while since seeing you. This might sound a dumb question. Nope, not at all. But I'm not an expert in UK road infrastructure. Do you have to deal with tar removal? Yes. Yes, we do. Most cars do have it. This one didn't really have much of it at all. We found that out moments ago, but no, not a stupid question or a dumb question. I can't remember which word you used at all. But most cars have got it on there, yes. And I saw a couple of double taps on the screen, so thank you very much for doing that. I really do appreciate it. While I'm at possibly dumb questions, do you have to deal with tree sap as well? Tree sap, yes. Yeah, I get quite a few cars in for that. A friend of mine keeps parking his car under trees, and he regularly comes to me and says, "Please, can you remove it?" I'm like, yeah, no problem. You can't do it because I've seen your work before. And he scratched it off, literally scratched it off. But do you know how easy that is to remove? So for any of you that have got tree sap on your car, no one's asked me this for a while, and it's so easy to remove. If you have, or if you've got at home acetone. Now acetone is what a lot of ladies use to remove nail varnish. So if they've got nail varnish remover and it's acetone, you can use that to remove tree sap, and it's very, very easy. Just put a little bit on a tissue, just rest it on the tree sap, just let it rest for a few minutes and it melts it away. Or you can use tar and glue remover, but it's very easy to do. Left-hand drive is actually a right-hand drive, this particular car. It might look like that if a camera has flipped this around, but no, it's right-hand drive. Everyone does that. They come to get it buffed. Yeah, they do. 90 or 91% rubbing alcohol. Does that do it too? I've got some rubbing alcohol here somewhere. Rubbing alcohol. Not many people have this. Is this it? Yeah, 99.9% IPA, but I very rarely use it. Didn't know it removed that. So there's another little trick that I've learnt today. This is the easiest way of cleaning a car. Sorry, drying a car. There is an easier way, even with this towel, in drying a car, and you put a little bit of protection on there before. What car is it? It's a Mazda MX5. It's a pretty little thing, isn't it? It looks particularly shiny right now, but it needs and it is desperate for a machine polish. So it looks particularly shiny now because even with the best towel that I've ever used, it still looks like it's got a little bit of water on the surface. And that's hiding scratches. Look at what I did to my hair when I used the Tornador. Use it for ink stains as well as interiors. Oh, Alexander, really? Now that is interesting. But should you not use it on leather because it's alcohol? I'm going to guess that you shouldn't use it on leather. Okay. Easiest way of drying a car. Is it a rotary engine? No, I don't think it is. I think that's the RX-7 that has the rotary engine. But this one, I don't think it has a rotary engine. No, unless someone corrects me. I'm more than happy for someone to correct me on that. doesn't it? Is it a small 1.6? Is a Toyota Mazda rotary? So I'm just thinking out loud. What is that? It's an R-Bath. It's not an R-Bath. It's a Mazda MX-5. It's getting a lot of attention today, actually. They're nice little cars. Right. So nearly done with the drying. Now I'm going to go around and I want to put the noise cancelling back on because it's about to make quite a bit of noise. We'll leave that right there. Sound cancelling on. Ta-da! Depends on how old the leather is, but I would only do it myself. I wouldn't ask others to do it, basically. Yeah. Right. Okay. Similar platform drivetrain. Similar platform. Right. Okay. Similar, but so it's not a rotary then. How are you, Mark? Hopefully you're good, and thank you for coming back so soon. We have dried the car, Mark, so you haven't missed too much. Mostly dried it because there's no protection on there. Oh, that noise is awful. To the what's that there? Similar platform. Oh, right, the 124 Spider. I actually don't know what that is. Oh, is that? Can you hear that sound? It's these. See you soon. Bye. Thank you for being here, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye. Oh, sorry. Bye bye. Right, so a little bit of force there to help dry this car. There's plenty of other methods. This is the one that I'm using. Oh, and at some point, I'll be using this on the interior. Right now, I don't have to go too mad on this. The reason that I am doing it is because I want to do a little test pack of machine polishing, and you're going to see exactly what this paint looks like. So, oh, I don't like these noise cancelling earphones. I think the last ones were better. Right, okay, so it's just me just thinking out loud here. If you haven't already subbed, you know what I'm going to ask for. Normally detailing cars on weekends, it could be a Mazda MX-5. It could be that I need to pop in with my own car. I've had anything on here from cars like this to classics to supercars, everyday cars. Oh, this is not good. Hmm. So if you like cars and detailing, this is the place to be, and I'd love your subscription. Liverpool checking in. Alan Malone, all the way from Liverpool, the most exotic place in the world. How are you doing? Good to have you here, Alan. Thought you were working on cars. Uh, Never mind. Thought you were working on cars. Don't understand. Don't be, don't be a cheeky and subscribe. Thank you for that. I'd love a subscription. I really would. I really would. I'd love to see this channel grow. But these numbers are quite low. The most I've had on here is about 275. But that's okay. I'm not here as regularly as I used to be. But I love that comment at the bottom. That is making me happy. Why is that so bad? What would you recommend for a BMW M8? Oh, nice car. that has no ceramic or PPF, something easy to use. Likes and sub. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the sub. Right. M8. Nice car. I'm going to ask you a question that us Brits don't normally ask. What's your budget? I'm not thinking of me. I don't do CPF, but how much are you prepared to spend on the car? The other thing is it matte paint? Why, hey, I'm back. I sure am. How you doing? I'm back every weekend. So yeah, let's see how much you want to spend on the car because if you don't mind spending 5 grand, I want to say get the PPF. PPF is the ultimate. Not only that, it will last longer than a ceramic coating. It will protect the paint better than a ceramic coating. Yeah, it is the daddy. Gloss black, say 500 quid. It's only a lease. Right, okay. Steer clear of the PPF. 500 quid. You'll be able to get someone out there to do a ceramic coating for that. Uh, I don't know what kind of work they'll do for it, but you can get a ceramic coating for that. Unless you're going to do it yourself, Alan. If you're going to do it yourself, then 500 quid is plenty of money. So yeah, Alan, are you going to do it yourself? Streams probably low because of the time. It's 8:25 in New York, 7:20 in Chicago. Yeah, it could be, but you know, I'm not worried. It's one of those things. I don't go live very often these days. Based in the UK, yeah, I definitely am. We get a lot of Americans on here, a hell of a lot of Americans, which is a good thing, obviously. Anyone that can join me from anywhere around the world is always a good thing. But yeah, sometimes it, I've got like 280 odd people, which is normally the norm. When I used to go live on TikTok, the most I had was 1,500. I've been over 1,000 a few times. So I would love to get YouTube up to those kind of levels. It might be a bit of a push because, again, I don't go live as often as I used to. So I'm going to do a test patch of machine polishing. It has a matte AC Schnitzer kit on it. Will it affect that? It will affect it if you put on a gloss ceramic. My advice to you, Alan, is don't do that. You need a gloss ceramic coating. The one that I would look at is by Geon. They do, I can't remember what it's called. It might just be called Geon Matte, but that's the ceramic coating that I would look for. It's a good brand, easy to use. Not the cheapest out there, but not the most expensive, but the ceramic just works. So yeah, have a look at Geon. It's spelled Gyeon, and I don't think I've got anything Geon here right now, but it's really good. So yeah, look at a Geon matte ceramic. If you don't put a matte one on there, you'll turn the matte shiny. I'm a car painter. Hello, from the UK. Whereabouts are you based, Angry Painter? Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. And there's been a lot of questions about paint, so you could well be in the right place right now to answer a few of those questions for them. I said lazy Americans are sleeping. We watch people based anywhere who build engines with their toes. How in the world do they do that? Right, okay. It's time for me to go and grab the machine polisher, which is a Rupes. And let me tell you, if you've got one, how long did you have it for before it went wrong? Probably not that long. Every time I get a new Rupes, give it a few months and the damn thing breaks. So just want to let you know that Rupes and me, I think we need to have a falling out. I need to tell them your stuff stinks in terms of durability, right? Where am I going to put this? Right, I'm going to dry that off. I'll put this here. So I'm going to use a Rupes LHR Mark III 15-inch machine, 15-inch machine, 15 mil throw is what I meant to say. So I'm just drying this off so I can put that down somewhere nice. And I am going to use a microfiber, not microfiber pad. I'm going to use a very, very light cutting pad from company name that I use. Lake Country. There we go. I got there in the end. We'll use that clubbed in. Yeah, so it's going to be an orange HDO foam 5-inch pad. And I'm going to use a very light cutting compound, which is this one. It's called Cartec 9000. Very, very light cutting compound. This is just a fallen angel microfiber. Right, okay. I want to get some gloves on because if I don't put gloves on, I'll show you what happens. Not all the time, but it does happen. And it's literally painful. The way that I hold the machine polisher sometimes is a little bit unusual, but it's comfortable. And what happens is your knuckles get too close to the spinning plate. If you see on there, as the plate spins around at about 4,000 RPM, it hits that and cuts it, and you can see how deep that cut is. The number of times that I've cut my knuckles. There's all the stuff that they don't tell you on these nice videos on YouTube. Right, okay, so this is a very bright light from Scangrip, about 120 odd quid, and this will show us brushes on the car. Which one is the warm one? There we go. Amount of brushes I have to put in my Milwaukee brusher as a joke. Do you know the brushes on this aren't terrible, but it's just a terrible bit of kit. Based in Harlow, Angry Painter. I live 20 minutes from Harlow. This place, I'm only in Romford myself, but I live in Buckers Hill. So yeah, you are very local. Not with their toe, not with their toes, with their toes out. Oh right, okay. I was going to say, how do they build engines with their toes? That's really impressive. I'd like to see that. Why don't you have brushless Angry Painter? Yeah, there is that option. Is that a German compound? Good question. Not sure. I think it's English though. Right. Okay. So the paint looks good, and the painter in here is going to appreciate this. But have a look at it now. So when you see these videos of someone standing there with their car going, "Look how good my car looks," does that look good right now? Yes, it does. Does it look good now? No, it looks absolutely shocking. And that is from really poor washing. I don't know what else that would be, but that is over the entire car. Look at the state of it. That is awful. You should see, besides my red nose, just the reflection of the light. You shouldn't see it dispersed quite like that. That is not good. So let's fix it. Really quite easy to do. I'm like I say, I'm starting with the least aggressive method first, which is a very light pad and a very light compound. Okay, right, this pad is still soaking wet, so I'm going to need to dry that. And the way that I'm going to dry it is with the Tornador for a start. Had it years, the amount of abuse it's had, done me away from. Do you know what? Some of the lower cost machines are the ones that have done me really well. So my what I call Chinese knockoff have done better than the rupees. They've never broken. Right, that's nearly dry, but it's not going to hurt it if there's a tiny bit of moisture in there. Right, the state of that paint reminds me of. So is that the motorbikes, Alexander? I'm going to assume. Otherwise, I don't know what you mean. Right. Right, so this is the machine that I'm using. This is the one that I guarantee will break on you if you buy one. Sorry, Rupes, but it's absolutely true. I've got quite a bit of water on the floor, but let's try and get rid of some of that water, shall we? Ironically, I am going to use water to get rid of water, but look. Okay. There we go. It worked. Getting rid of water with water. Perfect. So I'm going to plug this in, get this set up. We'll do a little test patch. We'll see how much I'm going to do today because I need to let two people know that they can pop in with their cars. One's got a scratch on the car again. The other one wants me to sort out the headlights. Maybe I can get a video out of it. My go-to polish is Colonite 845. Heard good things about that, but I've never used it. I've been using it for years. Any good? I've heard good things, but I've never used it. And yes, I couldn't really say. I've never used that one, and I haven't seen a lot about it other than I think people like it. Adam, how you doing, Adam? Just saw you sneak in there. Good to see you. How have you been? Adam, you've missed quite a bit today. I have cleaned this car already. I've decontaminated it. I've dried it, and I'm just about to do a little test patch with a very light compound and a very light pad to see if we can make the paint look a lot better than it is. Been up since 6. That's an early one. Painted flat and polished the bonnet and make it easy. Take it easy. Thank you very much, Angry Painter. Definitely come back because there's always people asking about paint, and you could be the man to help a lot of people in here. So thank you for that, and thank you for subbing. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a good day. My go-to Oh, I read that one. Right. Okay. So this is a Rupes LHR Mark III machine. Hopefully, this might spew out a little bit of water. Yep. Right. The pad is still a little bit wet, so I just need to dry it quickly. All right, thank you, Adam. Oh, you're too kind. Right, okay, so this is relatively dry now. Now I'm going to use this is a Lake Country HDO orange foam pad, and I'm going to use Partech 9000, which is normally just something that you would use to finish an off paint, to finish off paint. But to be honest with you, this does most of my work. I'm not shy with it. There we go. There's quite a bit on there. I know. Let's do a little test patch. I want to show you what the paint looks like first. We put this down, so then you get a good before and after, and so do I. I'm going to do a test patch just here. So have a look at the paint. We are not going for perfection. This is a test. If it comes out well the first time, excellent. But you can see exactly what's going on there. Okay, get rid of that. Now, I'm going to make quite a bit of noise here, and I'm not going to try and talk over it. So bear with me just a few minutes. This is going to be a little test. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pad on here and just move the compound around. I'm going to work in a relatively short section in terms of that way, but quite wide. I'm going to put the speed on very low at the start at number 1, just to move it around. I'll show you. Why is that not going? Told you, Rupe, rubbish, rubbish Rupe. Well, so that's spread around now. Jeez, look at that. That's single stage paint. Didn't expect that one. Now what I'm going to do is very lightly machine polish this and remove as much of the oxidized paint as possible without going too nuts. Right, okay. And I'm going to use it at about 3.5, 4 for a few minutes. So bear with me. There's a few different techniques here. You could use a mow down technique, which is a relatively high speed and just moving it over the panel really quite quick. I could use that. In fact, I'm tempted to use it. But let's see how this goes first. Normally, you would work in a cross-hatch pattern, moving it about 1 centimetre inch or 1 inch. Each second. So I've gone from left to right with a 50% overlap. Now I'm going up and down with again a 50% overlap. You would normally do that 2 times in each direction. There's a lot of variables with this, with the pads, the compound, the speed, the pressure. This is just a test to see what happens. If you like how this looks, we carry on doing it. Right, this car's got a lot of scratches, but what you didn't see before, it's got a lot of watermarks and bird etchings on there. When I say bird etchings, I mean bird food. So there should be a nice difference in how this looks. Now I can already see that there's a difference. You won't be able to see it. Let's see if it's a good difference. Right, okay. I'm gonna keep my tools with me. Take the clean microfiber. Ooh. Oh yes. Oh yes. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, that makes me happy. Very, very happy. Right, it is single stage paint. What that means is there's no clear coat on this car. The good thing is I'm using a very light compound with a very light polish. So I'm going to show you what it looked like before. That's how nasty it was before. And I think you'll agree it is nasty. Ta-da! How much better does that look? Is it perfect? No. Does that better than that? Damn right it does. Look, you can even see the line down the car where I've polished it. Can you see that line? Just along here? So that's what it looks like now. As I gently go over here, that's what it looked like before. That is a massive difference. Right, okay. That makes you happy too, that car chat. I told you it needed machine polishing, didn't I? That that's a really nice difference. So I am over the moon with that. All I've got to do now is the rest of the car. Right. Look, I don't know if can you see here that line? You can see let me switch this off. You can see the line just at the top of this torch where where it is and was. Look at the difference. That is a huge, huge difference. Okay, now what I'm going to do is um, what I'm going to do at this time. Do I carry on? Right. Let me do a little bit more on the camera for you, and yeah, seeing as I know that the owner is in here, let's do a little bit more on camera. But it does slow me down, and I've got other people that I need to let know that they should come in. Right, it is single stage paint, and any of you that are looking to do any kind of machine polishing, so I need to go and get my airline here and use a different tool. If you do machine polishing and you see paint residue on the pad, don't be alarmed. It just means that you've got single stage paint, and that's absolutely fine, especially on the older cars, especially classics as well. Right. So the reason I know it's single stage paint is this. That's an orange pad. Not anymore. Can you get good results by hand polishing? In comparison to that, absolutely not. I mean, this is spinning round at 4,000 RPM. If your hand can go around at 4,000 RPM with the accuracy that this does, then yeah, you're going to get the same results. If you can do that, please do a video because that would be phenomenal. So you can get some results, you won't get these results. So I just want to clean out the pad, and then we go again. So I like to clean the pad after every pass that I do like that. Again with the compound, I'm not tight with it. Let's do some more machine polishing. Uh, oh yeah, I see that. I'm not Ray Charles. I need to watch that film. That's a good one. Hard paint. I'd say that this is a soft paint right now because this is a very soft pad, very soft with a very light compound. My wrist has. I should have realised that I was going to get a response like that one. Right, for those of you that haven't seen the machine polishing yet, or you've missed the last one, I want to show you what I'm working with and what it's going to look like. So that is what I'm working with, which is obviously really not that pretty. And look, this is what it looks like without it. So all of those people that say, "Oh, look how good the car looks," yeah, okay, let's put a light on that and let's see what it really looks like. That's what it actually looks like. So you imagine the sun shining and it doesn't look good, or would you prefer that one? That's what we're doing. So I'm going to work on this little section just here in between the headlights and this. I don't know if you can see it. There's a slight bump which is supposed to be there in the bonnet. I'm just going to work on this section here, and yeah, let's see what we can do. And that's my dirty Mini in the background. Right, okay. The pad is already primed. This is where I should sit down and make myself comfortable. My wrist has. Oh, I read that one already. I'm just going to work up to, I'm going to use the top of this light as a guide, and I'm going to do that section there. So it's a relatively small section. I'm going to put the pad on speed number one ever so shortly, just to move the compound around. Now I'm going to move it up to speed four. I'm going to go from left to right, right to left, up and down. But I'm going to do a 50% overlap. So I'm going to move the pad 50% down of its original size. And that's where the overlap is going to come from. And this will remove the oxidization. Again, very, very light compound. I don't need to go hell for leather. Right, now I'm going to go up and down. Again, 50% overlap. Hopefully you guys can see this. Not moving too fast, not moving too slow. Isn't that an artful dodger song? Right, time to go left to right again. Now I can already see the reflection coming through. This is an excellent sign. If there's any questions there, please forgive me. I'm just not looking at it right now. I guess obviously. So I can start to move this a bit faster because I can see that the reflection is looking good. I'm going to do this the way that I want it now. Well, I've shown you the way that you guys should do it. Now I'm going to do it the way that I know how. Okay, time to get the microfiber, and I'm going to show you the results that we've got any second. Ah, did I miss anything on here? Hard plate. No, I didn't miss anything. People watching, do you have dogs in the UK like in your house? Unusual question. Yeah, we'd love to. Are you actually scared of gangs when their weapon is? Well, what are we getting into here? Chicago gangs. What are we getting into here on this chat? Right, so the front of the bonnet, exactly the place where I was just working, is one of the areas that was one of the most heavily scratched. Now there is a bird poo etching, just down here. Now the thing is with the bird etchings is the machine polishing most times takes it out first time. If it doesn't, hopefully that car guy's still in here. Then if it doesn't, it could well be that it's just too deep and we shouldn't chase it. Right, the UK does love dogs. Yeah, I know. Right, right. Sorry, I put the light in my pocket, and it really needs to be in my hand. Right. Okay. So this is what it looks like before. You can already see the line, and there we go. You can see the line literally just down there. There's a faint line on the camera. So that's what it looks like now. And if I move over to here, you can see. I want to try and bring you in closer, just how much better that looks after machine polishing. Look at it, massive difference. So if you want to take years off of the age of your car, this is exactly what you need to do. Now, this is going to take me a good few hours to get this done. I want to do some of it live and some of it not so live because I've got other people that need to come in. So I'll do maybe another bit over on that side and I might call the live, or I can just leave it running in the background. Don't really know what to do. Right, okay. I can leave that microfiber there. In fact, I'll put it in my pocket just in case it falls off the car. I know you eat beans with breakfast, not every day. It's more of a treat. Have no access to the sun. That's absolutely true. Have a complicated history with the customer service department. All right, now that bit, I'm not sure I understand. Maybe we do. I just don't understand it. Right. Showing you the car that I'm working on. There we go. Does look pretty, doesn't it? Mhm. Okay, got rid of most of the compound that was in there. Time to go again. Partec 9000. Again, this is actually a finishing compound. But as you can see, it's doing the job on this car. We're not going for perfection. We're going for an enhancement. And I've got to say, for a relatively light pad and light compound, this is all we need on this one. And you can see why this combination does most of my work. If I put you here, you can see most of what I'm doing. I'm going to guess you want me to show you the before and after. That would be quite helpful. I don't want you to think that I'm blagging this. So can you see? Yes, you can. Really quite simple to see. You can see all of the lines that are in there, the scratches. I'm going to put this back on the side. I'm going to do the same method again. Why change it? It's clearly working. I'm going to put this on there, work in a relatively small section from here to the top of the bonnet. I'm going to put this on speed 1 just to move the compound around. Move this cable. Now I'm going to put it on speed 4 and go left to right, up and down. So left to right with a 50% overlap. So what I mean is if it goes along this way, then I move it up just 50% of the pad. That's what I mean by 50% overlap. Right, okay. I need to. Oh, let me read that quickly. Is it that cartoon? This is a lovely example of the Mark One MX5 with one owner and under 16,000 miles, with a full service history. There's a lot going on here. It is the classic edition, one of 400, power steering and manual windows. Let me. I can't touch the screen. This won't work. But okay, no, it is a lovely little car, and we are going to make it absolutely pop. That is for certain. In fact, I'm going to have to show you something from this angle if I can at some point when I'm not holding the machine polisher. But that light over there is making a lovely difference. So yeah, this is speed number one. Just to move the compound around. There's a lot to consider here, which I haven't told you about. You don't learn to machine polish just from the first time watching someone, put it that way. But if any of you are interested in doing this, go and grab yourself a scrap panel, go and get yourself a cheap machine polisher, get some pads on the compound. Don't cheap out on the pads and compound. And then just practice. And you can see I'm taking it relatively easy. I'm not going mad. I'm not turning the speed right up to the top. You don't need to. And you can enhance most cars with exactly what I'm doing right now. In fact, what I can see is I could probably stop now, and that has already made a nice enhancement. You can see through the compound, believe it or not. The more light you've got on there, the more you'll see. So again, for those of you that are just watching, my name's Jay. My business is called Pearson Detailing. I clearly detail cars, and I'm machine polishing this one right now. It's a Mazda MX5. The paint is looking tired, to say the least. We are not going for perfect paint. That's not what we're chasing here. We just want one hell of a good enhancement, and that's what we're getting. I'm using Rupes LHR Mark III with a 15mm throw as a machine, and a Lake Country orange HBO foam pad. Right, there's something on there. I don't know what that is. Three, two, one. Right, that's not coming off, so let's look closely. That should have come off. If that was on the surface, that would have already come off, whatever it is. So I'm taking it. Just like there. This is an advanced method that doesn't look advanced. Just hold it for 5 seconds, quickly go over it again. That hasn't removed that deeper scratch. To be honest, I don't expect it to remove a deep scratch with this particular setup that I'm using right now. The odds just going for an enhancement. Right, okay, let's have a look. The pad is black because it's single stage paint. Nothing to be scared of. Where did I put the microfiber? That is in my pocket. Okay, you can see that it's single stage paint. Again, nothing to be worried about. Older cars, classic cars have single stage paint. Perfectly normal. So if you do machine polish a car and you see the paint transfer is absolutely fine in these particular instances. It's not fine if you've got a more modern paint and you've burnt straight through it. Now you've got a problem. Right, okay, where did I put the torch? Let me just go and grab that. And hopefully you can see that's what the paint looked like before. Let me try and bring you in closer. Oh, Try and bring you closer. It looks particularly bad, and no, it looks like that. And bearing in mind, I am not going for perfection, but how good does that look right now? Now, there was a couple of scratches up here and things that are not coming out. I don't think the camera's picking it up, but there is a clear difference between this absolute mess and this. Look at my face, my red nose. There we go. So that's it. Has anyone got any questions about machine polishing? I don't think there is. Give the man a treat with a subscription. Alexander, thank you for that. I would love that. I didn't have the treat of the beans with breakfast today. No, I didn't. I didn't. But beans for breakfast is normally a treat. We wouldn't have that every day. Double tap the screens if you like. Thank you very much. I would love that. If it doesn't get up to 60 in 10 minutes, he's not going live tomorrow. That's not true, but I like what you're doing there. I do like it. Oh, it is a cold day. Right, time to clean out that pad and we go again. And basically, all I need to do is go over the entire car doing exactly that. And this car will absolutely pop with color. It looks like I've already done it. But you see that what looks like the wet look? That's what we're looking for. Oh, that does look good. That's what we're looking for on the entire car. But you can see just here, it doesn't look as good as this bit here, or this bit at the front. So that black kind of mirror wet look is what we're aiming for on the entire car. And thankfully, it's a small car, and I'm going to get lots and lots of it done over the next couple of days. So this isn't going to be perfectly clean, but I'll show you what's going on. Made a difference. That's what we're looking for. Get rid of the spent compound and the paint transfer, and we go again. Those of you again that aren't seeing what I'm using, Cartec 9000, very light compound, very light pad, and we go again. Now I'm going to do some of the middle of that bonnet now. Right, okay, but yeah, if anyone wants to hit the subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. This is what I'm looking to do. This is why I'm not selling anything and I'm not asking for anything other than a subscription because I want to get monetized on YouTube and I need 230 watch hours. And all I want is to entertain you guys. And if you subscribe, I can entertain you more often. The watch hours go up. I get monetized. I don't want your money. To pay me. Thank you very much. That's that's what I'm looking to do here. So if you want, click the subscribe button. Hopefully, see you again. Not next week. I'm live on weekends, but next week I've got to be honest with you. Taking a break. I'm going to Mallorca for a few days for my birthday. All right. So I've done up to here already. And there we go. I want to show you everything that I'm doing. This is going to go on, keep talking about the speed, but not showing you. So speed number 1, I want to turn it up to speed number 4 once I've moved that compound around. I'm working in a relatively small section. You don't want to overwork the compound. What we're doing is working, so we're going to stick to it. Not much pressure, moving at about 1 inch, 1 centimeter each per second. Again, not a lot of pressure, a little bit more than what the machine polisher is putting on there. 50% overlap. Basically meaning I've moved the pad 50% of its size upwards. Right now I've got to be careful here because there's a fold. There's a fold in the body. And it's supposed to be there, it's just the design of it. But I need to be careful of how I'm looking on it. Going right up to that, and over it. So I've gone from left to right. Now I'm going to go up and down. There's a third exit there. Let's try and get rid of that. Five. One. Get rid of it. Yes, okay. So I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat. If you do have questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. Detailing questions. That comes into play. I haven't got one, but I might use it. Right now, the camera won't pick up the angles that are on the bonnet that I'm currently working on, which is just here. So I'm going up to where the bulbs start. Now I'm on it and I'm following it. And the reason is if I try and do both sections, the pad will move in an unusual way, and I'll end up with ghosting, which we don't want. So if that does happen, the way you can get rid of a ghosting is just to move the pad over that area relatively quickly, like this. And that's good. I've never seen it not get rid of it, but that's still get rid of it. So I need to get up here, lifting the pad slightly. Put this over here, so there is a big scratch. See if I can make it look a bit better. Okay. Now, I'm going to wipe off the compound with a microfiber. Fallen Angel microfiber. And in a second, yeah, I know where the torch is. I've just seen it. I'm going to show you the difference that that has made. In fact, that bird etching is still there. So at some point, I'll try and get rid of that a little bit more because I think that one will come out entirely. Okay. I love how this is looking. This is going to be the shiniest MX5 of this year. Right, okay. Stone grip, torch, very, very bright. This is what it looks like before. Obviously a bit of a mess. Let me bring you in a bit closer. You can see how bad that looks. And the bit that I've worked on now look like this. So we've got back stretch. We've got that compared to that. Actually looks more like a mirror. And that's it. 108 of you on here. I love every single one of you. See, the more of you that are on here, the longer I'm going to hang around, to be honest with you. Why not? I've got to keep you all happy. Right, okay. There's not been a comment in a while. Is this thing working? Is this on? Okay, now I've got that middle section to do, so I might cut that into two sections so I don't work on too big a surface area at any one time. What I'm also going to do is I'll show you the difference between. So this is what it looked like before. Oh, look at the state of that. That's, I mean, anyone can see how bad that looks. And up onto here, and then the bit that I've worked on. So huge, huge difference. Hopefully you can see that when the light disperses like that, it's just not good. Mirror shine, absolutely not. See the light difference? If you look at the light, look at the difference. Right, okay. Next part, I need to clean the pad. And I'm going to clean the pad with full step. Mhm. Come on, compressor. Doing a bit slow today. I'm not shy with this. Time to move on to the next section. Right. 89 people. I love every single one of it. Right, where do I put you guys? How about look how shiny that is. Come on. Right. So I've done up to here. So I'm going to work in this square section here. Then I'm going to do one more square over there. And the bonnet, besides the lights, will be done. And it's a hell of a nice change. Okay, half of that. We'll work on this section here. Again, speed one. Just to move the compound into the panel. Speed four. Being careful of the shape of the bonnet. Hold it there. Right, I've just seen that there's a scratch. Let's see if we can remove it. Nothing weird, wonderful. That was it. Just catch it a bit. That was fine. But yeah, we're not going for the section of this. I think we can drive it a bit closer. There we go. Right, there's some Burdett things in here. When I say Burdett things, I mean first crack. Looking good now. Thank you, Adam. Is that me or the car? I'm joking, so don't. Yeah. So Burdett things or bird pools. Five, four. So that's got covered up. So there's plenty kind of cracks in some areas, so I've got to be careful not to put too much of the machine polish on it. There's some cracks just here, which obviously you can't machine polish out of the crack. But we can do our best to hide it. This is like a preservation detail, so we want to make it look as good as possible without taking too much paint off. And leaving enough space to try next owner one day. Once the machine polish it again, they can. Right, let's see how that looks. Just going to put this machine down, grab the torch, grab the microfiber. I'm going to come around and show you guys. Now, you might notice that there's no dusting whatsoever. And that's because I'm not overworking the compound. I'm not putting in too much heat. I'm not working on it for too long. And it's just not dusting. Don't know if any of you have actually noticed that. So for those of you who are here before, you'll see a bigger difference. Let me move that out of the way. So I'm going to try and show you with a small section what it looks like. So that's what it looked like before. You can even see the square around it now, but that's what it looks like now. So again, she's looking much, much nicer compared to that. When I compare it to this panel, again, I'll bring you in nice and close. There we go. from that to that, a hell of a lot better. Serious question. Are you concerned about swirl marks? Uh, Not sure how to answer that. I'm removing the swirl marks as we speak. What swirl marks are you thinking of, Adam? I'll take the question seriously. It doesn't seem like an unusual one, but we are removing the swirl marks as we speak. So if you mean, am I concerned about the ones that are already there? Then no, because they're really easy to remove, as you can see. I'm going to clean this pad out. At some point, I will wash the pad and then dry it and start again. You can get away with doing cars with one pad. You just need to keep cleaning it, and then you're good to go over and over and over again. It does mean that you probably only get a couple of cars out of it, but what difference does that make, really? Right, that's the black that's coming out of there. Is probably where I'm at. Unfortunately, my muff has got some kind of mold in it, so I will not be using that. Where is my mask? Here it is. This is the mask that I've been using, as a cycle mask. Can't remember what it's called. But unfortunately, on the inside of this, can you just see at the top there, there's mold in there. So I am not using it. Would you rather breathe in the mold or breathe in this? What's the lesser of two evils? Right, here we go again. I did notice the difference when you use the light. Very nice. Oh, thank you, Adam. Yeah, it is a nice difference, and it's very easy to do. Very light compound, very light pad. The expensive bit of this is the machine itself. It's like 450 or quid or something like that. And not everyone's going to have one of those, but you can buy them for, I think I've got two of them that are around 100, 120 quid. So you don't actually have to spend fortunes on it. Okay, if I put this here, is that a good place for you to see? Bear with me a second because I'm going to be working on this section of the car. Right, okay. So the last section on this bonnet is just here. So I'm going to work on that right now. Again, I'm going to put this on speed one just to move the compound around. I know I'm repeating myself, but not all of you will have seen this at the start. We're going to remove that last little section. I should have showed you for those of you that didn't see, but there'll be a lot of you that will have seen what was under there. But again, speed one. Now I'm going to put it on speed four. I'm not putting too much pressure on here, a little bit more than what the machine policy weighs. I'm going relatively slowly, about 1 inch or 1 centimetre per second, around about that. And I'm moving in a clock-up pattern. So I'm going from left to right, up and down, moving the pad 50% of its size when I'm going down to the next section. As you can see, look, I'll move it 50%. So there's a 50% overlap. And this is all we need to do to get this shine back into the paint. So this is a little bit of a tricky area, so I'm just going to move the pad in a different way. working on the way part of the body now. So I'm working up to that line. I know that the camera's not picking it up, and you probably won't know what I'm talking about, but there's slight folds in the bonnet. And I was just working up to that point. Now, I don't think there's a circle here that I want to try and get rid of. That's get rid of. One more glance. Five. Sorry. If that was the surface level bird food, then that would have come off already. But it's clearly not just the surface level. It's been on there too long, which means, unfortunately, that is deep. Where did I put the microfiber? It's in my pocket. Right, torch will be used any second. 128 people. Hello. Hello, everyone. I don't know why I'm putting a silly voice on. Right, so I'm just going to remove the compound. And I'll show you what the bonnet looks like now. Now, the entire bonnet, except for the lights, has been machine polished. So I'm going to have to show you a 50/50 on the rest of the car to show you what it did look like for those of you that have just joined. I want to say thank you for joining. If you've subscribed, an even bigger thank you. And if you've liked, an even bigger thank you again. Right, okay, I can leave that there. So I'll show you what the paint looks like before on another part of the car. The easiest bit to show you is going to be at the back here. Okay, so that's what the bonnet looked like just minutes ago. If you see the light is just dispersed, it looks like a spider web all over the car, and it looks like it on here too. So it's on every single panel, just so. Oh, can you see that? It's difficult to see it there. Let me show it on this side. There you go. And now the bonnet looks like this. Much, much clearer. Absolutely everywhere. So that's what we're looking to achieve. Not bad, right? What I'll do is I want to do the boot because it's going to be the easiest place to show you because it's flat. So let's go over to that side. And I'm going to do the boot, and then I'm going to probably call it a day, even though there's 144 of you. Maybe I won't do that. I like it when there's lots of people here watching. It helps me and it helps you. Right, okay, Magnifico. Thank you, Nico. I appreciate that. I'm not sure if that's Italian or something right now. Right, in fact, what do I want to do? I'm gonna move this because we saw before I get the paint on me. People won't know what I'm up to. I'm detailing this car for all 157 of you, which is a lot of people. I'm doing some machine polishing on this Mazda MX5. Some of you call it a Miata, for those of you that are in America. It's been deep cleaned. It has 2 stages of decontamination. Now we are machine polishing, and the tools that I'm using to make that car look as nice as that. This is a Rupes LHR Mark III 15mm throw with a Lake Country, believe it or not, that's an orange Lake Country foam HDO pad, 5-inch. And this is Cartec 9000, a very, very light cutting compound. This whole setup is very light. Anything lighter than this, and we're talking 0 cut. So that's how good this system is. And I've been using it for years, and it just doesn't let me down. Right, let's see here. So I'll show you what the paint looks like before we close this. Right, let's try and do this without dropping anything. That would be a nightmare. Scan grip, torch. I want to show you. Oh, that's absolutely flat as can possibly be. The entire boot looks exactly like that. Now I'm going to work in this section over here so you can see exactly what it looks like. Right, okay. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that one. Uh, what is that about? Are you going to be a spammer? That's now what I'm going to be keeping my eyes on. Right, so I want to put you guys over here so you can see everything I'm doing. By the way, if you want me to just shut up and get on with it, I'm more than happy for you to say, shut up and get on with it. I'm thinking that you want me to talk through it, so I do. But if you don't want me to, just say so, and I'll keep my mouth shut. Right. Until then, I want to do that little section as well. I want to work in a relatively small section. Speed 1. What happened there? What happened to my life? Do that? What is it working? Why did it go blank? Uh, Shut up and get on with it. Yes, sir. It's changing. There's a big scratch here, so I'm just going to wait for a few seconds, see if I can get this one out. Nope. Again, we're not chasing the deeper one. It was a concern of the client about the thickness of the paint. So obviously, I'm going to respect that. My vehicle has spider marks all over it. It needs clay bar treatment. If it's got spider marks all over it and that's light scratches like the ones that you've seen in this car, then what it needs is exactly what I'm doing right now. A clay bar will not remove scratches. And that's what I'm assuming you mean by the spider looking mark. Right, 50% overlap. How do I do? 110. That's a decent number. Get this shit up here. You're going to have to use a much, much smaller pad to get them that corner. So, right. So let me remove that compound. Fallen Angel microfiber. And we will see a massive difference removing those scratches that are on the car. And what this will do is it just makes the car look so much younger. It takes years off of it, and you will see in a minute how much difference it's made. If you were here right now, you'd be able to see a very physical line between where I've machine polished and where I haven't. So we'll leave that there for the time being. Scan group torch. Right, okay. So, oh, you've seen the after. That's what it looks like before, and that's what it looks like after. So I think there's a massive difference, but what do you guys think? Is it quite an obvious difference? If you say no, I know you're kidding with me. Right, but hopefully, can you see, is the camera picking it up? There's a line between the two. It's not picking it up. Right, okay. Yes, true. I meant the rough surfaces. Oh, if it's a rough surface, then yeah, potentially, depending on what it is, the clay bar will take it out. What brand compound from Spartacus? What kind of product are you using to cut? This is a LHR Mark III Rupes, and this is a Lake Country orange, believe it or not, HDO foam pad, 5.5 inch, and I'm using Cartec 9000 to cut. Incredible. Thank you very much. Spartacus is using Cartec 9000. There you go, Mark. Mark knows. I am going to finish the rest of that boot. What I need to do is clean the pad first. I've got another orange pad over there, but it's soaking wet. Right, so this is an orange pad, believe it or not. That's the color of the pad there. The rest of it is the paint transfer, and it's got paint transfer because it's single stage paint. There is no clear coat on there. But look how good that bonnet looks. Now, believe it or not, that panel there, the wing, hasn't actually been done yet. But it's gonna have to trust me. We're gonna machine polish it. Can you see the difference? There it is. Oh, this compressor! Come on, the compressor's getting tired. Let me put my heating back on. Yep, now the heating's back on. Right, so for those of you asking, this is the compound that I'm using, Cartec 9000, very light compound. Is foam pad, huh? Let me try and work that one out. Is foam pad, no, I can't work that one out. Not a clue what you're talking about. Sorry about that. Who's Bethany? And what's she doing here? Works on clear coat as well. Yes, it absolutely does. 100%. This is my go-to. This is always pretty much the first. If I'm doing a test patch, this is the first thing that I use. Some cars, I know exactly what it takes because I've done so many of them, particularly Land Rovers, Range Rovers, etc. I've done so many of them that I know that I wouldn't use this pad. I'd use the blue HDO, and it's just a good place to start. But it absolutely will work on your modern day clear coats. What I will say is, if you've got a hard paint like a BMW, Mercedes, Porsche, then you're probably going to want to change the compound because it's a hard paint. This works better on paints that are not that hard. It will enhance the paint. You just won't see a massive difference like you will with this particular car. Okay, again, working in a small section, I'm going to break it down into 3 parts. This particular boot trunk, as the Americans say. Speed number one, get that compound onto the paint, turn it up to speed 4, and then let the weight of the machine do the majority of the work. 50% overlap. I'm going left to right, up and down, about 4 passes. Can any of you hear the machine polisher or have the uh, AirPods completely remove the sound? I'd be interested to know. So I'm just getting a bit of the car here that you can't see. Now going in the other direction, up and down. And the phone is too far away for me to read the comments, unfortunately. So sorry about that, but I will read them. Soon as I'm done with this. Every now and then I wait in a little area. If there's something there that looks like it might come out, and I'll hold the pad for a few seconds. I might even tilt the pad. And if you do that, just move the pad over that area, just kind of like this, little to no pressure, just the weight of the screen, and that will remove any kind of pain that you might have inflicted. Very easy to remove the haze. If you do see me all of a sudden just go like this, and let the machine tell us in, I'm just trying to remove possible haze. The speed up too. I'm already seeing the results that I want. Now, so I'm just gonna let this stop spinning for a little while. There we go. Okay, I'm going to grab the microfiber, which is tucked in my back pocket. I was going to say something else there, and I'll be able to show you any second before and after, because only 2/3 of the bonnet are done now. So I'll show you the bit that I haven't done and the bit that I have, and you will be able to see a very nice difference. Let me bring you in a bit closer. Uh, is that a variable speed wheel? Yes, you can vary the speed on here. Yes. Black cars have to be the most work since it shows everything. Yes, beautiful after it's been done. Not only that, you're absolutely right, Spartacus. Not only that, but this is flat black, which is even worse. Can you just use compound treatment to remove spots as well? So you not need to clay bar treatment. You could, but it's absolutely not recommended. If there's something on the paint that shouldn't be there, remove it first, because otherwise the pad could pick it up, spin round at 4,000 RPM, and you put scratches all over the car. I wouldn't do it. What about on plastics, as in machine polished plastics? If it's painted, then yes, or gloss. But if they're plastics like, I won't show you, but on the other car over there, then no, I wouldn't do that. Watching from the Philippines, hello all the way to the Philippines. I need to show you now the before and after. So that is what the paint looks like before, and that's what it looks like now. No camera trickery, it's live. This is why I like doing lives. It separates the men from the boys, no messing around. That's how it's done. It's relatively easy when you know how, and I like to share this kind of information with you because there's people out there that make themselves look like they've done something when they actually haven't. Get one of these bright lights on there, show people what the paint actually looks like. Big, big difference. So, as a for instance, I've only done the back of this car, the boot, and the bonnet. But if you look at that now, it looks like I've done the whole thing. I haven't. It's just I haven't put the light on it, and if I put the light on it, you'll see a big difference. Right, what was that question there? There's not even any wax on it yet. No, there's no wax on it at all, and there won't be any wax on it. What I will do is I'm going to put CarPro Elixir on there. I'm going to use this one, CarPro Elixir. It's easy to use. It will last a decent amount of time. It'll add gloss, slickness. The one big reason I'm going to use it is it will hide very, very light scratches. I'm talking light scratches. Uh, this doesn't massively need it. I could do another step before where I add, have I got it on me in here? Yeah, I could use this, Poor Boy's Black Hole. This is, it says it on there. Can you see where it says hides swirl marks just over there? So this is what you would use if you're going to a car show, or if you've got, let's say, a trader who is selling a car like this and they just want to hide the scratches. They would use stuff like this. Look, it's not going to do miracles. It just makes it look good. So it could well be that I actually use that and then put Car Pro Elixir on there, and it's going to look really good. Right, what was the question that we've got there? Better than ceramic coating. Is what better than a ceramic coating? Car Pro Elixir? Absolutely not. No, I would use Car Pro Elixir on top of a ceramic coating, but not instead of, two completely different jobs. So I need to get a lot of compound out of this right now. Ooh. So there's an Aston Martin over there, and I definitely don't want to blow that cover off of it. Right, again, Cartec 9000, and just so you can see what it is, that's the name of the brand there in blue and white, Cartec 9000. And that's the compound that I'm using. And there's the Aston Martin that has been there for quite a while. The owner just hasn't come to pick it up, and now it lives here. What PSI do you use with the air compressor to clean pads? I think it's at 90 PSI right now, but I'm pretty sure that my compressor is being a little bit slow. Now, what I'm also going to do is, if you lot wouldn't mind waiting for a second, will this threat? I might. No. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Okay, let me put you just here. Hopefully that will help. Right, do you want me to show you before and after? I think I should. Just so again, no camera trickery, and you can see everything I'm doing. So hopefully you can see. Can you see that there? The light doesn't look particularly good. That's what we're looking to remove. This is all it takes to make your car shiny again. Speed one. Move the compound around. Little to no pressure, except for the weight of the machine. Put my heating back on. Turn it up to speed four. That was speed five. Turn it up to speed four. We go left to right, up and down, 50% overlap. Moving it about 1 centimetre to 1 inch a second. East. And about the weight of the machine, plus a tiny little bit. And that's it. Right, I know that there's questions on the screen right now, but the phone is just far enough away that I'm struggling to see it. So please don't think I'm not answering. I just can't see it properly. So I'm going to try and come down and have a look at it every second. What PSI looks, what looks electric? Something looks electric. Anyone want to drop off lunch? Absolutely starving. Got a banana over there, so you might actually have to wait for me to eat something. I'm hungry. I'm a growing lad. 60 go over this. Okay, time to shut this down. Stop this before I hold it. There we go. Right, get compound off. Again, fallen angel microfiber. This is looking so good, this car now. Someone else that saw the car a few days ago, he said, the car looks good. And I looked at it and thought, car looks crap. Now it looks good. We'll have to show him the difference. What a good detail can do. Okay, leave that over there, bring you guys in, show you what it looked like before. That's what the paint looks like before, and that's what it looks like now. So hopefully you can see, well, I know you can see the difference. There is a very big difference there. We'll see where the light's dispersed, and now you can actually see the reflection of the light. That's what we're looking to do to the entire car. What is the paint thickness limit for a single stage paint to be safely polished? Um, well, the thing is, the good thing about that is if there's no primer, then you are working with exact, like precise numbers. The problem is, I would prefer to go for a like a preservating detail like we're doing with this. We're doing enough to enhance it massively with very light cutting compound and a very light pad that if the owner wants to do it again in 5 years' time, whatever it may well be, he can do it again. If we go and chase after perfection and we really take down those numbers, then it's not good. I don't like it when it's under like 100 mils. I could never remember if it's mils or microns, but when it goes under 100, I start to get a bit nervous. Anything under about, again, 3 mils or microns, I don't know what it is, starts to make me nervous. So I don't know what one of those you work within, but they're the kind of numbers. But if you've got single stage paint, because you haven't got the clear coat, you know exactly pretty much what you're working with. Hopefully that answered your question. Greetings from India. Namaste. Thank you. Greetings from England. Right, we've got a lot of people here, and I don't want to stop, but what's the time? 3 o'clock. Right, what I'm going to do is it's either I stop because I'm so hungry, or I quickly grab a bite to eat. Is that an 8-inch buffing wheel? It's a 5-inch. Do they do an 8-inch for that? I don't think they do an 8-inch backing plate for that. I've never seen one if they do, and that would be absolutely massive and probably too big for a car like this. Right, so to do what have I got left to do? I've got to do the wings, I've got to do the doors, got to do the boot. Sorry, not the boot, the bumpers. There's still quite a bit to do on this. Then I've got the interior to contend with, so quite a bit of work. But I'm tempted to get someone in to help me tomorrow. Uh, 5 sounds. Not sure what you mean with the 5 sounds. Right, snack time. You don't need to watch this, but I don't eat. Can't work. Look how shiny that looks. I think it's a P reg. 5-inch. Yes, it is a 5-inch machine. She's looking much, much nicer. That's going to be the prettiest little MX5 once I've dealt with it. Right, that's my car in the background. We've also had this boat in for quite a while under that. That's my floating BMX. Had it for a very long time. But also, that's the Martin DB7 that we did a long time ago, about 3 or so months ago. It's been so long since the owner came to pick it up. He's now paying rent. He owes me last month. Right, okay. I'm going to grab a drink, probably do this panel here. Mm, I might do the entire panel in one fell swoop. So let's try that. Okay. So again, I'll show you before and after, but I can't do the whole car live. I'll tell you why. I need footage. I do a lot of social media. I like to do stories and posts or reels before and afters, and this car is going to be a great one to do that with. So I'm going to do from here just to that part. I'm going to machine polish that. I'm going to show you before and after. Where it is. There we go. And I might call it a day after that panel. So I might be here for another 10 minutes or so, even though there is 84 people here. Right. So that's what happens when you have a little bit of a break. The work is coming back, people, don't worry. 200 minutes, 6, 12, 18. So I've been on here for 3.3 hours. Quite a while. Not that I mind, that's not a complaint. So Cartec 3000. No, it's not. It's Cartec 9000. 3000 is definitely too much for this paint. Come on, quite a bit on there. I'm not shy. Right, I'm gonna put this down because my bum gets cold. All these little things you just needed to know about me, right? Cold plastic, my bum gets cold. Right, okay. Where is the torch? It's right here. Let me show you before and after again, so there's no camera trickery. Take a break. I can. Do you know what? I'm not used to taking breaks, really. Right, okay. So that's what the paint looks like now. Absolutely filthy, filthy, disgusting looking paint. Look at it, nasty. Let me show you this bit here. There we go. There you can see it's not looking good. So I'm going to bring you guys over here. Move this down. There we go. That's a better view for you. Right, can I read the entire bit from here? So there to there. So I'm trying to put myself in the middle of the panel for obvious reasons. So what I'm going to do, people, is put this on speed number 1, move the compound around, be careful of here because the paint has already burnt through. Don't know if you can see that there, but there's a scratch just on the bottom. So obviously, I can't machine polish over that too much. I might take off more paint, which is obviously not a good thing. Speed one, just to move the compound over the panel. Speed four, it's the working speed. Try and get this bit in the corner done so I don't have to come back to it. Okay. Now, what you have to be careful of is the edges of the panel. If you've got things like the BMWs and the Audis, they have very sharp edges in the car. Of what I consider sharp edges. You're not going to cut yourself on it, but you know what I mean. And you don't really want to be running the machine polisher over that for too long, if at all, because you can run through it. Do you have a boyfriend? Kind of a silly question is that. You're going to make mistakes or miss a step. I'm not planning on it. It's another reason I can't stay here all day doing this. I've got two other people popping in, and I haven't. I said that I'd tell them when I get off the line. I'll tell them when to pop in. Hopefully, they don't both turn up at the same time. Right, again, this is a place where there's a burn through, so I've got to be very careful of that. Don't want to make a bad situation there. Are Rufus compound and pads any good? I've never used them. I've never used them, and I don't plan on it, to be honest with you. I'm so happy with late country. They don't know me, by the way. They don't know me. They don't sponsor me. They don't give a notice about me. And I don't know them. I just use their pads. But the setup that I've got works for me. And it took me ages to find a system that works. What compound, what pad. So I'm not likely to even try the Rufus ones. I did I did stray away from this, and I tried Top Chili. I tried their pads with their compounds, like they were married up to each other. Hated it. It dusted. The edge of the pad wasn't built very well, so I couldn't maneuver it in the same way that I used this one. And that kind of taught me that you know what you're doing with what you've got. You can't find better, so leave it alone. So unfortunately, I've never used Rupes, and I'm probably not going to. Unless they want to send me some stuff, then I'll test it and I'll give everyone an honest answer. Done that a few times. Feel like I've got up here in this corner. Yeah, okay. This panel, I can tell because I can see the light for it is looking so much better. Get rid of that. Right, this is going to be the last panel now, everyone. Fallen Angel microfiber. Oh, this is looking so good. So I do say so myself. Now, for someone that's not chasing perfection and a client that doesn't want perfection, this isn't perfect. But to the untrained eye, is going to be the majority of people. This looks pretty spot on. And it's probably going to be the shiniest car on this guy's driveway. And there are a few of them. Right, that is looking stunning, if I do say so myself. So let me show you what this looked like before. I'm going to show you the door. So that's what it looked like before. The light is dispersed and it looks like a spider web. And that is what it looks like now. So much, much better. Is it perfect? Nope. There's some deep scratches there. You can see them now. But compared to this, as in this, compared to this, is much better. So the bonnet's done. This is done. Look at the reflection on there. And you can see that gloss is really starting to come back. It's just different. It looks brand new again. Watch out for those edges you'll burn through. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. And that's what it looks like before. And that's what it looks like after. So I've been here for about 3 and a bit hours. And I'm kind of tired and hungry and cold. I've got to call 2 clients to let them know that they are welcome to pop in. But even though there is a lot of people here right now, and I appreciate every single one of you, if you haven't already double tapped to give me a like, please give me a like. Thank you. I just saw one come through. If you haven't already clicked the subscribe button, it's somewhere up here, I think. If you click 3 little dots and you can subscribe, I'm going to be back tomorrow. Maybe with this, maybe with a BMW M235i coming in for a deep clean. But I'm here most weekends. Next weekend, I won't be. But I would love you to subscribe. Thank you very much for being here with me today. I appreciate every single one of you. But I am going to go and take a break and let my other clients know that they should pop in. The hair is looking good. Right. Thank you, every single one of you. I love you all and I appreciate you. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye.